The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
Palmer, the Leo King, and we're here live for Deep Love Tarot for the week of July the 8th through the 14th of 2019. Thanks so much for being a part of highvibe.tv. To keep shows like this for free on YouTube, check out highvibe.tv for all of our daily content, our weekly content. You can also get my daily horoscope videos, my weekly horoscope videos, my weekly tarot, my weekly intuitive. And if you don't want to do subscription and if you want to donate, a lot of people have been asking about donations. Believe it or not, every video on HiVibe you can buy, especially like on my horoscopes, if you just want to watch a daily horoscope, you can just buy it for $1. So if you want to just donate $1, and I actually want to get back to you. So it's like, you can just like watch a daily horoscope and just buy it individually for $1. Just go to highvibe.tv, the website, and you can do that on your mobile too. And then of course, once you set up an account and you buy it for $1, you can log in on the app and watch that horoscope on the app or watch the other free content. Or if you want to subscribe to get access to all the content that's just not paid video, special videos, you can do that too. So that's the best way to help support and keep all this free content going on YouTube. And we have a lot more free content coming up as well. So if you never watched the show before, this is all about going into the love for this week. And we are going to do it by looking at the tarot and the Leo King's way of doing things. We are going to be looking at 5 cards today. We are going to be also looking at the Astro Dice. So we're going to pull for each individual sun sign. But before we always do each individual sun sign, we always do with the collective and what to expect from love this week. I want to do a little astrology to mix things in here first. Like I want to talk about, first of all, we are in between eclipses. Fate train time, boop, boop, with a Mercury retrograde, woo! So this can bring up some really weird relationship stuff, and especially very fate aspects, and whether that's karmic endings and karmic beginnings. But also with Mercury retrograde, there's kind of like a lot of, you know, and especially it's going around talking about exes and stuff like that, coming back, like cryptic, like, remember the old Crypt Keeper and, what was that show? Craig, the Crypt Keeper, fucking Tales from the Crypt?
That would be Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt.
What up, y'all?
Yeah, we got Craig now, and he's going to be interjecting live, and we think that this is going to be a lot of fun because we mess with each other while we do this. Anyway, Tales from the Crypt. I mean, if you're really into, and you know, when I think of like, what's his name from Tales from the Crypt, I always think of like Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn. Like he's got the old clothes on, his hair is all grown out funky. Like, I don't know what his wife looks like. So for guys out there, the ex could feel like his wife, or for ladies out there, or wherever you're into, Tales from the Crypt could come back, especially in Leo. All right, so let's go into this reading for this week, and sending you all my best energy. I want to let you know before we do the show, we are a little wild and crazy here, and we do have a lot of good time, but I want to let you know that it all comes from a very high spiritual and positive place. But you know me, I will drop truth bombs, and even Craig will drop some truth bombs too on you. So yes, preparing ya. All right, let's see what's in for the collective. As Craig, Craig, how do you do it? Show everybody how you do it at the blackjack table when you're not happy with it.
Well, you know, the blackjack, they kind of try to curse you a little bit, so you gotta give it right back to them.
Yeah, you gotta throw back their curse, make the table right. So we're gonna make this table as if it's a blackjack table, right? Although we don't got money involved, but you know, here we go. All right. I kind of mixed things up here. We're not gonna go into it, but I'm using a lot of different cards, and you'll see what I'm using here in a second. All right, for this week, we got focus. So focus on the relationship that we really want to go and the destination of the kind of relationship we want to go. So partners this week, if you're in a relationship or if you're single, I think that this is very important this week to remember that in all partnerships, are we heading in the same direction? Like, are we really like pointed towards the same beliefs, the same ideas, the same destination, the same areas? Because if we can focus our energy not only just on the element of direction, but also it's a lot easier to focus on a relationship that makes sense and going in the same direction. Like if you're out there, like me, right? Like if I was gonna try and find a relationship that, I'm an astrologer, you know? I'm a freaking tarot person. I like DJing and jet skiing, but if somebody didn't like to jet ski, or if they hated astrology, or I don't know, they like did video games or something, like that wouldn't be my deal. Even though I like video games, but you know what I mean? Like deep stuff. I want someone deep. So focus on people that are deep.
They gotta let the world sim.
Well, they gotta, you know, I don't know. What do you consider deep, dude? Like if it was like deep for you, you're a Scorpio, so like what would you consider like focusing on deep? Taking them to the dungeon of dreams, or what is that you call it?
The the dungeon of dreams.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
But no, the deepness, it comes down to communication. It comes down to just like being real with that person that you're in the relationship with. So whatever that is, whatever your advice is, it's just being upfront with that.
Yeah, because a lot of people these days are kind of like not, and that's been, I think, hard for people a lot. Second card we got is the North Node, life's purpose. I mean, we cannot get any more like clear on if this life purpose, this North Node, ironically enough, the Sun and the North Node are meeting this week. So this is definitely about fated relationship aspects of like, is the life purpose in the same path? Because if it's not on the same path, like it ain't gonna work no more. Like this is no more messing around. I had an amazing reading with a gentleman today. You might be seeing him on High Vibe here. We've been talking about some plans, and he was talking about the magnetic pole shifts, and there's a lot, actually way deeper stuff there, but like, you know, we're coming into a time to where we all need to be aligned with the right energies, the right people, and in the right vibe, because if we're not, I mean, truly with this focus and this North Node life purpose, like, if it's all in the wrong direction, and also for yourself, this is gonna be a big check on yourself. It's like, do I really wanna go down that road? Like, I mean, I love baseball cards, but like, I mean, like, they've been sitting in a box for like 20 years, and they're worth a lot of money. Hey, I don't know if you know, dude, I got like Manny Ramirez Rookie of the Year card and stuff.
David does not throw away anything.
I know, I'm a pack rat, but a hoarder. But I'm just saying that like, probably wouldn't go out dating, you know, somebody that was all about baseball cards. Like there's things that you're gonna have to kind of, I think, disconnect from of like, what is your life purpose? Like, because the South Node might be like, oh, right, like, I enjoy that too. There's lots of things in relationships you can enjoy. Like, I enjoy watching Netflix and chilling, right? It's like, okay, is that really my life purpose? Is to find somebody that I can Netflix and chill with too? Or is there more of a life purpose here? Because like, I can go on Tinder right now and probably find about 50 people tonight that are fucking gonna be wanting to Netflix and chill. We got the rebirth card as the challenge. So I think that this is a week where we are afraid to kind of rebirth our whole entire relationship. So if you're in a relationship and it's not going well, like it might be scary to kind of do the confrontation of focusing on the life purpose and kind of starting from a new space, but go to it. Like, what do you got to lose? Like, really go in and see what's in there. I think that rebirthing is amazing, and I think that this card always brings up this beautiful aspect of this rebirth of the energy, especially in this deck. It's November 25th through December 23rd. There is this kind of elder rebirthing as the sun passes the galactic center point, and there's like the birthing of the universe there. So the challenge is kind of like, are we birthing relationships from the universe, or is the challenge that we're afraid to do that? Like, it's pretty easy. Like, you know, my dad said when I was on parental control, and yes, you can go watch it on YouTube, I was on parental control, and it's kind of embarrassing. But as my dad said, what was he said something really funny, I don't know. Oh, he goes, it's eye candy. I'm like, oh, well, eye candy's great, but at the same time, it's like, and I think this goes for male, female, anybody. Eye candy's wonderful, but like if there is no depth, if there is no true like birthing of that, like it's really not, I don't know, it's just candy. And I think I like pixie sticks, but I don't know if I want to have a pixie stick 24/7, you know what I mean? Although before I used to race Craig in swimming, I'd have a pixie stick and my team always beat him, so it was pretty cool.
That is a lie.
That's a lie? It's true. They were the hardest people to play or swim against. Our overall card, you guys, the Four of Wands reversed. So, holy moly. Yeah, this is a little funky because even though there is a lot of great things and celebrations that can happen, especially with this reversed, it's like we can't have the celebration if we don't have the rebirthing or we don't really truly are in our life purpose. So, like, this is also like maybe marriage is ending too, this card. It is a positive card though, but it also is this time of or relationships or finding relationships that might look like it might be divine, but it's not, especially if it's not with the life purpose fully there. I think there's this kind of energy about full. And let's see what the spiritual advice is, which is letting go. I knew it. I just felt, you know what? The spiritual advice is there's a lot of letting go right now of the past, but that doesn't mean that you can't engage into new things. But I think it's like, with this card, the letting go, it says, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. I think that it's like, we need to let go of our old fears too. So there's like a letting go of like relationships that don't make sense, one, on our life purpose, but two, there's a letting go of the pain that caused that and the fear of going to something new, like, well, maybe this isn't my life purpose. It's like you need to be very clear and focused on what that is. And if you know that, you know that. And don't doubt that anymore, because I think that people can start to doubt really quick. The Astro Dice for this week for everybody says we got Gemini, Neptune. That's a weird one. And that's the 9th house. So, ironically enough, the 9th house is actually Sagittarius' house, not Gemini's. Neptune is, in a weird spot here because I think that it's having to explore the environment in which feels spiritually right. And it's like we don't need to like try and leap towards energies. And this is foreign energy. So if you're trying to do like a relationship, like if you meet somebody from like a really far away place or something, but your environments don't mix, that's not going to work. Don't delude yourself. Like, look at your immediate environment and see if the beliefs are in the same place, and see all the doors and see if it actually makes sense. Because if we can start to believe that we can make these non-factual realities true. Like, people can right now attach to like people that really are not going to make sense. And I think that this is very important for us to be clear on the factual data of what makes sense. And even like with Gemini, it's about what makes sense in the environment around you. So, anybody who's like really maybe trying to do really long distance things, not saying maybe prior, but like this week, like really trying like out of nowhere to like, oh yeah, we live like 8,000 miles away, like never met you. Maybe don't go that place. Like I think it's about exploring your surroundings this week. And in a relationship, exploring your communication and your beliefs spiritually and seeing if they mix well or not. I don't know.
So if you got it, you can just keep rolling with it then.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's like, but it's also about exploring the communication, like you said, and where are things going, too. We could just take Neptune as like, where's this soul of this relationship going, 9th house, but in Gemini, like, I want some facts. Like, I need some facts. Because when we get confused, like, oh, I don't know where this is going, it's not a really fun place for us to be, Trust me, I've been in limbo in relationships before, and that is not fun. Oh, it's good, and by the way...
That was straight truth right there.
That was some good truth. That was some fucking fire right there. By the way, if you've never been on this show, we love to interact with everybody in the chat. What is up? I love, who is Zenny Avina? Hi, how are you doing tonight? We got some purple and a black, or is that blue and black and then 2 blues? I like when people mix it up with their hearts. Mix it up. Sensible. And as Suzanne Elizabeth says, we've met 7 years ago, been talking since 2017. Waiting for facts though. No, it is no fun. Suzanne, it's not fun to be in that space. I've been there before. Have you ever been catfished before? Hey, have you ever been catfished before, Craig?
I have never been catfished. Yeah, no, but it sounds like you have. So we should probably hear about that.
I'll just say it real quick. It was back in the AOL days, so catfishing was much easier back then. And with AIM and AOL Instant Messenger, so I met a girl in like teen chat. We talked for a couple years, and then MySpace came out. And this girl was the hottest chick. Like, she was like everything I'd ever wanted. Long story short, every time it was about to meet up, she wouldn't meet up. So like, I think I held on to it. Like, even though I had other relationships, she would like check in on me, you know,
Hopeless
in high
romantic.
school. Huh?
Hopeless romantic.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I can't help myself, especially when I was young. But then finally it got to a place to where like one day at her MySpace, this was like 10 years later, dude, fucking her real picture came out and I'm like, I knew it! I knew it! That's not who she is! And she was using some other girl's pictures. And back then you can get away with that. And I freaking spent months, like at like 3 hours a night on AIM when I was like in high school and stuff, talking to that chick, because I like totally, I conned my mom into getting me a second phone line. And I had that phone line in my bedroom when I was 15, 16 with a fucking computer. So imagine in like 1998 with like a computer on the internet in your room as a teenager. Wow. That was like revolutionary. And I was hitting the teen chat. Did you ever hit up teen chat?
That was a little before my time.
No teen chat?
Mr. Palmer. I didn't step into to my romantic side, I guess, until a little later. So.
Oh, well, I was gonna say,
I was
I don't
deprived,
think
apparently. I was
Scorpios could be catfished.
Definitely not.
Because
No.
Scorpios like you know right away, dude, huh? You're like, nope.
Ain't no party like a Scorpio party.
I know. But see, I think Leos are the easiest sign to be catfished. Like, you just like throw up some beautiful picture and really like sell it really well, and we're just like, I don't know. We're like Jasmine waiting like for Aladdin, and then like there's like a genie that like turns Aladdin into a prince, but it's opposite. Like if it was like Jasmine was out there and Aladdin was like the prince, I don't know. You know what I mean?
You want to believe, where I'm like, make me believe.
Oh, it's an interesting perspective, especially with what we just had for this weekly energy was with that Neptune 9th house Gemini. It's like, I want to believe, but.
Well, it was a trip because you pulled that North Node and that Hierophant right in the same spots as you did for me earlier.
Yeah, Craig had me do a reading for him. It wasn't about love, it was just general. And he did get that North Node card. All right, let's go into Aries right now. We got Aries in the house. Let me hear some Aries. I want to see some roars. If I don't hear any roars, and I'm like not going to give you guys the best energy. I'm just kidding. All right, Aries, Aries, Aries. Aries this week, we got the Divinity card. I like this card a lot because the key to your life right now is totally being in your divine truth, but also that the way to unlock your life right now and to really get where you want to go with love is like reconnecting with your ultimate soul path. Now, I think that this can be a little bit of trouble. I don't know why I'm picking that up, just because I feel that Aries right now are like kind of in a spot, especially because I'm an astrologer, where there's a lot of deep emotional stuff, a lot of career stuff, but it's like, is these relationships or future relationships that you're trying to get into right now or dating, like, does it feel like it comes from a place that feels like it's got a destination, especially around something that feels like fated? Or is it missing that fate? Or has the fate ended? Sometimes with divinity, it can feel like, whenever you get into divinity, there is this defined moment always. Even though this could be a defined moment if you're in a relationship where it's like, is this a crossroads? Or if you're in a new one, like, is this truly divine to who I am? Second card that we got is the Grand Trine of Blessings. So with this Grand Trine, it's not in any element, at least. It is just a Grand Trine. A lot of, like, at least 3 planets coming into the same element. So I think that for you, there's a lot of blessings when you do connect with divinity. Grand Trines also as well are very fated in positive ways. So, you know, I was sensing some more of the bad, but I think that there could be a lot of healing this week in relationships that are with Aries. But I also think that you have to be honest and like be like, you need to see like, you have an opportunity for blessings, and that can come in a lot of different forms in a lot of different ways. And I think that this is like, only if it feels like it's in divine. If you're trying to control relationships from a non-divine place, like maybe divine energy is saying like, this isn't working, or it's showing you the key to a better way, but you're like trying to just use the wish or the blessing of like trying to contain it. Remember with Grand Trines, they're very lazy. When all the planets are in 120-degree angles, like they're basically in their most like easiest position. So it's like, don't be lazy, or use your wish on trying to control something the way that you want it to look instead of looking at the truth of divinity. That's some truth bomb shit right there for sure. And Suzanne, you get more than 10 seconds of fame. I'll give you as long as you want. I thought it was a great thing, and thank you for being part of this, Suzanne. Challenge card. For Aries. Prosperity. Whew. All right. Now we're getting into some weird energy. Did we get the relationship trouble thing up and running?
We did get
Yeah, it's another day in the life of Aries. No, I think it's like with this prosperity card in the challenge position, like that you need support. I think that like Grand Trine blessings in divinity is like, if you have support, you're okay. Because when the challenge comes with prosperity, it might be like money issues, or it might feel like you've had a lot of bad luck lately, or you might feel like things aren't really going the way you want to. And I think the challenge of the divinity and the blessings is they're only going to come if there is prosperity showing up. If there's not prosperity showing up, there is an issue in the relationship. Also, if you're newly coming into a relationship, or you're trying, or you're as an Aries and you're looking at somebody, like the challenge is like maybe also as well, like maybe you're expecting prosperity without looking at the blessings, or you've already been dating for a while and there's been lots of things going on, but nothing's been showing up, or it hasn't been going. Like the blessing is that you are aware of the divinity that there is no prosperity in that relationship. So there's multiple ways to look at that one. That's why I put some relationship troubles, because it's kind of hard to, I think this is a very hard week for Aries to determine what the hell to do or what the hell is going on. Let's hope that we get some sort of clarity here. Ooh, yeah, we got the 3 of Wands upright. This is definitely looking out at new horizons. So this is also realizing, though, that you do have to still take the journey, though. It's one thing to have the vision in your head and be like, oh, I'm going in this direction. This is the area in life that I want to go. But there's another when it's like, guess what? I have to actually go towards that place? Like, So I think that Aries are in kind of a position where they see the future. They see, especially with this negative, I hate to use negative, but this challenge position of prosperity, like there is another world out there. I'm not trying to say that for Aries, it's like that you have to like go look for somebody new or something. But I think that there is a new way that the relationship needs to go. Or if you're single, like maybe look at other people, like if you're single especially. And if you're in a relationship, maybe you can use this blessing in divinity and find some prosperity by trying to see a new vision of how the relationship will work within yourself and with your partner. Your spiritual advice card is the Justice card. So yeah, this is saying that there's a lot of reweighing and a lot of rebalancing. It's definitely a boring relationship week as far as like passion, sex, and love connection. If we do have boring relationships. There's those weird lips. But I sped that up. So I don't want people to think that I made them look worse than they did, but I did. And that's the whole part of justice here is like there is this part where I think that spiritually it's like you need to reweigh things out. By the power of 3 by 3, my aunt deliver justice to me. We got bugs in here. It's like summer now. So it's definitely, and you know, I gotta be real, Aries, justice, balance beams, Libra, like the spiritual advice is like relationships are a big deal right now. And I think that the advice is to like really weigh out this divinity and if you're getting blessings and why is the prosperity not there and what new horizons can you look at there? This will be the kicker. You did get Pluto in the 12th house. I'm just gonna be honest, that scares the crap out of me, Pluto in the 12th house in relationship stuff or in charts. I've learned
like
my
Mike
lesson.
Myers Halloween thing to pop out.
Dude, I'm
Something scary.
Dude, after going through Pluto on the 12th, like with a partner with a Pluto on the 12th, like in the weird stuff that doesn't come out, like, and then just pops out of nowhere, like, And with Gemini being the equalizer here, it's like, this is where you're holding on to communication stuff and things that you want to say that you know you're might afraid to be said, or even maybe a partner might come out of nowhere and they've been holding something, but there's a lot of secrets, and maybe you're holding secrets, or maybe they're holding secrets, but there's definitely a lot of secretive energy and a lot of things underneath, and I think that's why divinity and blessings are showing up, and the prosperity. It's funny, I rolled the dice right on the freaking prosperity negative like challenge card. Like the prosperity is because you are not being true, you're hiding something, or you're not being real about communicating about what really is going on. Those damn Aries, I'm just kidding. That's kind of an early one in Aries. I'm wishing you lots of luck.
Sorry, I think they can handle it.
What?
I think they can handle it.
Yeah, well, I know, I see Kate in here. We know Kate, she's been here at the Hive of Students. She's like, oh God. I'm sorry, Kate. Bomb.com, that's a pretty cool name. Pluto in the 12th, LOL. Yeah, I don't know. Pluto in the 12th scares my ass forever. You know why? Because Pluto in the 12th will hide shit deep in the 12th and be deep subconscious and like almost like in a weird way, like project what you want to see, right? So like project how you want to see things in kind of a mischievous, kind of secretive way and not reveal the truth and hide things. And then out of nowhere, when it finally pops its head out like a freaking gopher, like it's not a gopher, it's a freaking...
I can't get the answer to that on Apple Watch.
I can't get the answer to that either, Siri, except that I stay away from Pluto in the 12th. So for anybody out there, whoever thinks that they have a romantic chance with me, Pluto in the 12th, I won't do it. You could just count yourself, your blessings. Goodbye.
You can't do the deception. I mean, that's got to be the worst in any type of relationship when someone puts off that they are one thing or feels one way and then just fucking drops a bomb on you.
I like when bombs. I don't like though when bombs are dropped on me in a relationship that have to deal with like weird, like hidden shit. And
Transparent.
Yeah, and I don't like when, especially because 12th house deals with like deep spiritual and also kind of deeper subconscious layers of that. It's almost like Pluto is like a, you know, it wants to get whatever it wants, but it wants to do it kind of behind closed doors. So it's like very like manipulative or secret or sneaking through the back doors, not letting people know to get where it wants. And then when it finally gets it and has it, then it will like be honest or not even fully bring out the honesty either. It'll just be like, well, I'm moved on or I've committed to this or whatever, bye. Like, what? It's kind of creepy. Yeah, so be careful of Pluto in the 12th, people. And for those that do have Pluto in the 12th, I think that your ultimate lesson is to be more transparent. Like, it is about being like, not being afraid to expose your subconscious issues or project other people's subconscious issues like by blaming things on them or only bringing up the other person's shit. I see that a lot with Pluto in the 12th people. And it's like, what? Like this is probably your own shit. You know what I mean? Like, kind of crazy. All right, let's get off that. Well, let's get to some Tauruses. Where's my bulls at? I want to see some bulls. Huh?
We need that positivity.
Yeah, we need that positivity. And you know what? I love Tauruses. You all know that this is my favorite sign. And I'm even doing the Taurus thing, and I'm trying to do a Sprite, but it's not It's not, there we go.
The struggle
All right,
is
let's get
real.
some Taurus love up in this. Tauruses, transmute with the snake. So transmutation, I think that this card is definitely more layers of the skin that need to come off, more exposing. It's the opposite. It's kind of like Pluto in the 12th, but it's not secretive. It's more like, come on, you can let more energy in, Taurus. You can let more energy in. Like, you can shed off the old skin. You can shed off the past. So I definitely feel some bow, chicka bow. I feel some sex energy coming in, especially with the snake already. Just instantly, I'm just feeling like this, like, let
Just a
the
quickie.
Like, I feel like quickies, sex-wise, they're good, but they're not like powerful, you know? Like some of them can be, but like, I mean like true, like making love, like and transmuting and like getting downloads and like fucking what? Like that's like, I think what
What
Taurus
if you're
is-
like outside in the public? That's a bonding experience right there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think like you can transmute your energy like in a quickie, like on a fucking in Central Park on the bench. Maybe if there's some like beautiful thing going on, but I think it's a much more private, especially with the snake and especially with the transmutation and the 4/4, and those are angel numbers right there. Like I think that the angels are saying like, it's okay, you're all right, like let go of any of these fears or let go of any of these weird energies. So Tauruses are definitely like, come on, get a little bit more involved here. Stop slithering away and hiding. And Uranus, the genius, popped up. Definitely experimentation and trying new things. And this is going to give you your answers in your relationship. So if you're in a relationship, definitely transmute and get more intense, bring more of that sexual energy out. And I think as well with Uranus there, it's like try some things. Honestly, we need to come up with a kinky thing. We haven't come up with that one yet, but
You need to go to the Dungeon of Dreams.
yes. And you know, Craig has, well, what's the name before it? It's the Zen Den.
It's the Zen Den, the Dungeon of Dreams. It's my quiet place.
Well, I'm sitting on the roof on July 4th with him and one of our buddies, and long story short, you know, I've always known it the Zen Den, but then Dungeon of Dreams came out of nowhere. And it's very contradicting, right? Like Zen Den, Dungeon of Dreams. And our buddy was...
It can be either one. It's what you need to get out of that trip, you know?
Yeah, so, because Craig has this really cool, like, what would you call that? It's like a patio / like room.
It's like a
with
sunroom, screened-in sunroom with a nice vineyard growing outside of it. I got some fresh grapes. So.
And he has these cool ass, like, you have like doors that can close the screens and then close it in there if you want.
Yeah.
So I guess that's when the dungeon comes out, right? Is when you're closing those.
Exactly.
But if you want the Zen Den, then you can keep it open with the screens and the light, or like, if it's nighttime, like you want to like
Whatever
make it.
you're feeling.
Yeah, however you're feeling. Yeah, and one of our buddies was terrified about that name.
He's easily scared, so you know.
Yeah, I did take him on a ride in the vet, though. He wasn't scared of that, so. All right, challenge for all these Tauruses is wishes. I think that your wishes can't come true unless you fully go in and try new things. That's pretty simple, Taurus. So definitely you gotta try new energy. And you know what? Uranus is youthful, so get back to your youthful energy. Maybe even like, okay, if you're in a relationship, maybe it's time to bring out some new clothes at like Frederick's Hollywood. Is it still around? I don't know, because I think Victoria's Secret got a little not so sexy.
No fun.
Well, I think that they actually are going to have fun, but I think it's either A, you have this amazing, great week in a relationship by you willing to change, try something new, try something youthful, do something a little bit more fun, wild, and crazy. But these wishes aren't going to come true unless you do that. So if you choose to be more older and keep doing the same thing and not wanting to make change and not wanting to, you know, I was going to use the word penetrate. I definitely get that with transmutation and with this green kind of, you know, snake energy. Like, don't be afraid of penetration, especially with the moon in Scorpio this weekend. That's your 7th house ruler of relationships. This is a big time for Tauruses because they can definitely get like, you know, like, whoa, or no wish. Like, no, I'm not doing that. And it's like, okay, well, you don't get nada. The overall card you got is the Two of Swords reversed. So really it's like, again, this is another clear indication that it's like you think that you're confused or you don't know which direction to take. It's like, no, the truth is that there is no confusion here, that it's you afraid to just go in the one place you know you need to go, which is down the
rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole, yeah, there we go. It's still a hole. So, but it's like getting down there and freaking, it's like Two of Swords to me reversed is like a total subconscious, like, well, no, I'm still kind of caught in between places, or I can't because of these things in my life. It's like, come on, it's just an excuse. Like, the truth is you're not blind. You are not stuck in a crossroad position. The crossroads is that you are afraid to go deeper. Your spiritual advice card is confidence, of course. By earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. Somebody needs to rewrite these. I don't want to diss on magical spell cards, but in Lucy, I think they're beautiful. I think
they could be a little boring.
They're a little boring, but I think they're very beautiful and good cards though for readings. Confidence though. So spiritual advice is like, be confident in whatever is showing your way. I mean, there is a little bit of this witch cauldron thing going on, but I would look at it like, you're burning like dragon's blood or something. Do you all know what dragon's blood is? We'll ask the chat. Do you guys know what dragon's blood is? What's up, Leslie? I look down and I reach the chat and people are just like, hey, and I'm like, what's up? But yeah, so Taurus, be confident. Like, you can go have everything that you want, but none of it will come together unless you try something new and you bring in that drill.
Boom. That's a sign. Do you hear those fireworks?
That was a firework. Look at, I'm resetting these dice. We are going like a lot here. We got Leo in the first house, ooh, with Mars. Talk about love and sex and redefining and pushing. Mars in the first is like aggressive and intense and pushing the love. And you know what? Let's go, Taurus. It's time to pull out that love. And Mars is in Leo right now, but it's in the fourth house for Tauruses. So this is like starting to find that emotion and connection and passion is home for you. Because if a Taurus doesn't have love and passion, then they're not going to want to impress anybody as much, right? So like, why do you think Tauruses drive nice cars? Why do you think they like to wear nice clothes and eat nice food? Is because when they have that fire burning and that passion, they're all about it. But when you see a Taurus not have that and just kind of, start mooing in the corner and then they start pooping, like cows poop a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some cow patties, nice and fresh.
Cow patties. I don't know if you guys want to come to a high vibe event, but we serve cow patties all day.
They're vegan.
They're vegan. And so I think that this is definitely telling the Tauruses to just freaking go.
Boom.
Like,
they're getting
boom.
it.
Sex. Give it to him, Craig. Give it to him. They want to make it happen, but I got a feeling at the same time, though, that it's like there's something still kind of keeping them a little afraid. Have you ever dated a Taurus before, Craig?
No, I have not. I have not. I don't date too much, I'm a little picky.
No, yeah, Craig's picky. I
don't like to waste my time.
I've been with some Tauruses, and actually my first girlfriend was a Taurus. And I'm not allowed to even say her name because when I went to my buddy's wedding in 2016, she was there. It was weird, going to a wedding and having your like high school sweetheart there. And she came up to me and she was so pissed because I did a live like in 2016 where I brought up signs of girlfriends and I said, yeah, and I said her name and she fucking flipped on me. I was like, relax, I did good. Like we were neighbors. We went to fucking kindergarten and shit together. We were even on the same swim team. But not allowed to say her name, so my first girlfriend, and I will be, this is Deep Love Tarot, and we like to be real here. I lost my virginity to a Taurus. I wish we had some Madonna like a virgin. Woo! Until the Taurus came in my life.
I just like to refer to like the fucked up past relationships. I just call them Voldemort, the name you do not speak.
Oh, yes. Well, I just say the the sun sign of the person. That freaking Taurus doesn't want me to talk about them. At least it kind of lets them know without letting them know, if that makes sense. They have to guess, like, was that me? But like in the case of my first girlfriend who was a Taurus, she knows who she is. I love her. She's a great girl. She was always fun and we're cool, but she deleted me on Facebook and all that stuff. High school, your first high school, like your first love, like to do that, that was like, what the hell? But I did cheat on her, I'll be honest with you. The first girl I ever cheated on was the first girl I ever fucking was girlfriend with.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a, like, you know, and that was my issue with AOL Teen Chat. I met a Aquarius that met me at Redondo Beach movie theaters, and I had my dad drop me off there, and it was a great movie. And then it was not fun going to the locker room, or the locker where she met me on Monday. And I just dropped it right in front of her. I cheated on you this weekend. I hooked up with a girl at a freaking movie theater.
Whoever wrote those Fabio books back in the day, you're that guy of AOL Teen Chat.
Oh, Fabio?
Not the guy that wrote it, though.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I think if I grew some long hair and we got some, like, can't believe it's not butter. Actually, I would do more of like the earth butter.
Some ghee?
No, the earth butter.
I like ghee.
I don't know, you know. All right. So where are we at? We're at Geminis right now. Geminis, oh man. I don't know. We'll see what's going on with Geminis here. Clearing the energy from Taurus and Aries and my own vibe. And let's see what Gemini's got. Gemini's got grounded. So Geminis are on the search for very grounded energy and to stay safe. I think that's because of all these transits to the second house, especially, and especially with this opposition to all this stuff in the 8th house, like not wanting things to feel like they could like be lost or be gone or taken away. But you know, with grounded energy in relationships this week, it could be good. But you know, it's definitely not like fiery. Like it's definitely, I think maybe, I don't know why I'm picking this up. Before we throw anything, let's see what this says. We got earth element stability. Oh my gosh. So Gemini, you're like on this quest for stability in relationships. Maybe because you've been through a lot of craziness in relationships and you're just like looking for something grounded. I would definitely throw that as boring relationship. Boring. But that doesn't mean it's bad. But look, that's a grounded relationship. They've stayed together for a long time just to stay together. Like, and also the partner that you might be seeking, or if you're in a relationship and you're trying to find it, like with this earth element, it's like trying to find some sort of like anchor point and grounded point that you guys can, if you're in a relationship, can find. But if you're single, if you're searching for somebody because they're grounded or maybe they're an earth sign or something like that, like there's definitely something about like trying to be like, oh, well, I have security and safety by being grounded, but you're a Gemini, like, how long will that one last? Challenge card is strength. Yeah, it's because you're weak right now. You're afraid. You're afraid of things negatively happening to you, or you feel like you've lost a lot of strength in the relationship, so you're just trying to ground or find some stability. But and maybe, you know what, I know a Gemini, actually a good friend of mine who got engaged this weekend, so like maybe this is like, you know, all right, it's time to get married and all that stuff. But I think with the strength card is the challenge. It's like, how are you going to find your Gemini crazy, radical, intense strength that you are now that you're going to ground so much in your life, or that you're trying to find stability so much? You know, I think being a Gemini, especially with the 4th house ruler for you being Virgo, is like grounded energy needs to be kind of shaken up, like changed a lot. Virgo is a mutable earth, and this is a very grounded, more like Capricornian with the anchor, like structure and all that. And structures, why do you think the 10th house for Gemini is Pisces? Is because structures cannot be built strong because Geminis change their mind, want to go in a lot of different directions, so Pisces is their 10th house so they can move through things and keep it more imaginative. So it's lacking a lot of imagination, I'm feeling. And overall, interesting, the moon card reversed. It's almost like not wanting to face the true emotion or trying to suppress emotion or more importantly, trying to put some sort of like, it's like, you know, I don't want to deal with the real emotions. I'm going to try and like, you know, it's like rebounds, dude, or it's kind of like rebounds / I don't know, moon reversed is kind of like, I don't really want to deal with my fucking creepy crawler shit, so I'm going to just throw a fucking rug over it and see in some stability and see how I am. But those creepy crawlers, as you know, like freaking cockroaches and shit, those you can't kill those things. Like they're not easy to kill.
They're all over Los Angeles right now.
They all, well, yeah, I know, and there's crazy rats with the homeless everywhere in LA. You know, Gavin Newsom, where you at, bro? Calling you out, dog. Let's throw a truth bomb to Gavin Newsom. Like, what are you doing, bro? About the cockroaches and rats. It's true.
It is an epidemic.
It's an epidemic, and you know, and California's through an epidemic, and I think Geminis are through an epidemic right now, where it's like, oh, there's rats, oh, there's cockroaches. Like, I just want to feel safe, so like, let's just throw it all in the side yard and deal with it later. Woo, huh? Have you ever seen a bunch of cockroaches in the same place? Like, if you like try and like let a cockroach just stay, like they will infest, they will keep growing, and they will breed, and it's like you're breeding more of the same issues that you're willing to push away for some sort of stability this week. Interesting. Your spiritual advice card is friendship. You know what? Maybe that's just what you need right now, is more friendship instead of like love in a grounded way, because friendship at least is grounded, but lets you be your crazy self and is always stable in there. One thing I think that Geminis have to realize is, especially with friendship, this is definitely a time to where it's like, you know, I think that it's a time for you to realize that friendships can offer you more of the grounded and stable place to rebring your strength and deal with the subconscious issues, because you can talk about it with your friends. Like, I can tell Craig anything about fucking anything. I'd be like, dude, fucking whatever, you know? And then it's like, at least I'm not avoiding the emotional shit, but like, if like you're focusing on a lover to like fix things, or in your relationship, if it's not going well and you're just gonna try and keep it together and keep it grounded and keep it all in that way, and you're too afraid to face the truth, and you're not dealing with, especially the moon reversed is like not seeing the real emotional shit going on, or not willing to. And maybe it's like more of a friendship than lover too. And maybe it's like, you know, trying to maybe find like true laughter. And in love, I think love and friendship, you know, they come together, but I also think that this is saying like, maybe it's, have you ever seen the movie Just Friends?
Yeah.
I love that movie, by the way. Like, Ryan Reynolds is amazing in that movie. And, you know, it's kind of like, he tries really hard to get her.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it does come down to that relationship with yourself, too, because, you know, in my opinion, if you're not happy by yourself, there's nothing that anybody can do that's actually going to make you happy. You're just going to be fucking miserable sitting next to someone else because you're not happy by yourself. So
I agree with that 100%. I think also, though, it's like, you hit it nail on the head. I just think that, like, with friendships, you can still be alone, because it's like, it's not like I go, hey, Craig, like, I'm going to stay the night tonight. I'm at your house. Like, I'm going to be like, all right, bro, I'm going home.
Yep.
Like, or you'll be like, all right, peace, I'm out. Like, you know, like, there's that whole element of, like, I'm cool with, like, going to my house, or, you know, with friendships, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go home and fucking go shower. I'm going to go do something or whatever, like, you know. Maybe, like, I don't know. So there's definitely there is relationship trouble for those Geminis. They might not realize. They might be in la la land, though, and think it's the opposite. But really,
it can be a little delusional from time to time.
they can be a little delusional.
It's all right. We all get a little weird.
Yeah, we all do. I don't want to say the Geminis are just delusional relationships. Like, I'm going to be honest with you.
Gemini.
Not one sign is away from delusional relationship issues in life. Okay, I'm just going to be real with you all. It's just how they do it. So their 7th house cusp is Sag. So they believe in bigger things than they really are without looking at the data. Like, it's like, oh yeah, like, and then what? I'm not looking at the whole world and what's really going on and what? I'll teach you all the secrets to astrology in every sign if you guys all want one day. Or you can just get my course on highvibetvschool.com. The sun in Scorpio in the 4th. Oh, I'm so glad we got some Scorpio truth bomb in the 4th. The true emotions, and this is also, with the sun in Scorpio, this could be like over-attaching to emotions and being obsessed emotionally and not looking at all at what you're doing, or over-connecting too emotionally fast, or really intense emotions like burgeoning out that you've been trying to hold on to, that you're just wanting to. And this can also be like extreme kind of pressure about illuminating the truth emotionally. And just don't deceive yourself like by falling into obsession or by falling into, oh, this is everything. Because there's a lot of things saying like, hold up here, like, did you see the friendship thing? Or it's like, there's some weird stuff there, but definitely like home is not by obsession. Like I think that home is by understanding the truth. All right. People are asking, is this Cancer? You know, is this Cancer? Yeah, we got Cancer. Geminis go crazy when they avoid their true feelings. Oh, I wish we had the Kermit GIF right now to be like sipping on some Lipton. Ooh. Damn, Cappies can't seem to think out of the box right now. Damn, Brandy Allen just called out some caps.
That one gets a bomb.
That one, ooh, that one gets a bomb. Damn, I'm like trying to hit my jewels, that thing goes, but whatever. Okay. Cancers, y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? All right, I'm clearing the energy from all those signs and myself. Let's go into Cancer. Cancer, we got the talisman. This is the wise time in your life to really see. I think that this is the way I'm gonna put it. There's a lot that you're trying to do to try and unlock the happiness in your life that you want, but it starts with unlocking yourself first. Oof. And I think that Cancers are really like looking to try and get in, right? Like it's a key, right? So it's like trying to understand, like, remember in the Matrix, like the key maker to get through the door? Well, I think that this is an inner door that you have to understand in yourself first before trying to unlock somebody else's energy. I think that this is definitely about like understanding that you make the key by understanding that you hold the key instead of like looking to find the key that will unlock the door outside of yourself. Like, what can I do to them, or what can I say to them, or what can I be? It's like, no, like, it's like maybe the partnerships, whether you're in a marriage or relationship, like, you know, you're having to like focus on your own key to unlock yourself to maybe attract that person more. Or if you're single, it's like trying to find this kind of more wiser self.
You want to set that key up on that one, actually. It's getting kind of cut off on the bottom. Or you can just set it up on top of the deck that you pulled it from.
Oh.
Boom.
And we got Cancer, I feel, is the second card. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of, Cancers are definitely feeling it. And especially if you look at the astrology this week, the sun is opposing Saturn and Pluto, which is a relationship house in Capricorn, right? And that's Saturn, Pluto. So there's definitely some intense feelings trying to unlock and understand. This is definitely kind of pretty intense emotional week here. It's definitely not boring. It's definitely not sexual. I mean, I don't think it's relationship trouble. They're kind of in just, I think we're getting ready for Truth Bomb by the challenge, inspiration. The inspiration in yourself is where you're gonna unlock the feelings and unlock yourself fully and to figure out some of these complicated situations. So the Truth Bomb is like, you need to like find the feelings of inspiration within yourself first, and that is the key to unlock great relationship situations right now. So focus on yourself this week, but Truth Bomb for sure. The movie Nutcracker and the Four Realms, watched it last night. Nutcrackers scare the shit out of me.
How's that even possible?
Nutcrackers?
Yeah.
They crack nuts.
Christmas.
Overall, though, once you do find this inspiration, you do get the 9 of Cups. So But the Nine of Cups, I'm going to be very real with people in tarot, okay? There's 9 cups. The man's happy. He's crossed his arms, though. So there's still a sense of like, you know, have you ever noticed, Craig, like when people kind of get a little uncomfortable, they kind of do this, you know, like when they're in a conversation?
Yeah, that or when they cross their arms behind their back.
Like that. Like that one kind of creeps me out like this, like, hi, how are you? But like when people start doing this, I actually was watching a CIA guy talk about how this doesn't mean like that you're insecure, but it just means that you're processing a lot of feelings and emotions and comfort zones. And there's a lot of feelings. It's a good card. It always brings joy once you understand all of the emotions that you're going through. So this is a big week for Cancers to understand all the emotional aspects, but I think they're within self first. And once you find that embodiment, and even though it's a little bit kind of like, I'm still processing, then there's some contentment. So it's a little bit of like, you know, I've done a lot of photo shoots in my life, and the ones I always think that are the funniest are the ones like this, like with the crossed arms, like smiling. I just have always been like, yeah, I like a lot more like a whole like.
It's your Dean Cain look, you know?
Huh?
Dean Cain, Superman, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, or it just kind of reminds me of like, hi, I sell this. Come on, join me. But I think that, you know, this is going to be a good week for Cancers. Overall, it's going to be wonderful. But if you can't find the inspiration within yourself, and if you're trying to find inspiration outside yourself, I think that you're going to go into weird feelings because you're like not giving yourself enough. And your spiritual advice card is new beginnings. So there's definitely some spark of new things and relationships in yourself this week. But there's definitely like a lot of work with yourself. So it's like the work within yourself. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. So a lot of clearing out, but there's a butterfly in this. There's a transmutation from caterpillar to butterfly. Like you are having to make some major changes, and you're in yourself so you can fly, and so new beginnings can truly happen. But it's the last card. It comes at the end of the week. The beginning of the week is this unlocking a key, a lot of emotion. The middle of the week is like, oh my gosh, like, can I find some inspiration in myself, or am I dying to try and like get some energy from outside of myself? It's like you finally figure that out, and there's some positivity, and you kind of get it, and then that offers some new beginnings for you. So I don't think it's a bad week for Cancers. It's a lot of more inner work, though. And your astro dice is Taurus, Uranus, which is where Uranus is actually now, in the 6th house. You got to get your own day-to-day schedule and what kind of life you want to live that's the best for you. So I think that you need to be focusing on your own health, your own wellness, your own day-to-day life, your own like reality. And is your reality even conducive to grow a relationship? Or is your reality in a current relationship that you're in even making sense of actually being able to create something? It needs to try a new thing, or it needs to really assess, like maybe you need to leave. Like Uranus and Taurus is like, this is not valuable, especially for my health, my day-to-day life. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm not able to create. Like, leave what you can't create anymore. Like, I think that the problem with Cancers is like realizing that like you can't fix something that ain't gonna work. Like, you know, oh man, really? Oh, rolled over here. Ooh,
The real show begins.
what?
The real show begins.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna
I
get the
know.
dice roll.
I think I wore this shirt that one time too. I was realizing, I'm like, why am I wearing this shirt on this fucking show every time?
It's a good color. Brings out your eyes.
This is my favorite color. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know. All right. I guess Leos are next. So, but before, let's see what the chat's doing. We got a lot of people in here. Yeah, I had to get red pilled? Oh, red pilled, yeah. Hey, if you can have a relationship red pill you, that's a good thing. You know? It is same shirt, huh? I didn't think about that. I hate when I do all the same shirts. The whole reading was spot on. Thank you very much, Megan. Super cool that you wore black. Did I wear black?
I think they're talking about to the all-white party.
Oh, I wore purple and black. I actually didn't get the memo on the white. And I know that sounds like an excuse, like, oh, you didn't get the memo, you just wanted to wear what you want. I literally just got the invite. was like, where's the address? Boom. And you know, when you're in the city, like I live in LA, it was in West Hollywood, like it's traffic, like, and I just like didn't, and we've been busy here, so I just literally was like, oh, party, fucking let's go. I'm like on my way. But didn't work for my advantage till I was parking on Melrose and freaking, fuck, everybody's walking to the fucking party in white. I'm like, shit. You know. Have you ever been to a party where you wore, or it's kind of like going to a Halloween party and not wearing a costume?
I always wear a costume.
I know, but you're a Scorpio.
I'm about that life.
Yeah, you're a Scorpio, but like, and I don't know. I'm okay with it, but I had to go through like 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of just straight staring. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, I don't know.
You know, you set the mood.
You got to be comfortable with yourself.
You got to get comfortable.
All right. Leos, we're clearing all the energy from all of their signs and myself, and I'm a Leo myself. What do we got here? Safe travel. You are Leos, and I'm going to say we because I'm a Leo too. Leos are moving into a safer place in relationships now. I think that it's been a pretty crazy road for relationships for Leos. I can say that for myself. And it's definitely a time where safe travel is coming. There is this, things are gonna go in any direction, but you're safe in any direction. So maybe there's a lot of choices of like, maybe where do I go, but knowing that you're safe. So it's kind of like going into Grand Central Station and being like, you have a ticket that can go into any subway or train. If you want to take the LIE, or if you want to go fucking, you know, down the 123, wherever you want to go. Like, you can go anywhere that you want to go. I'm using a lot of New York references today.
That is your favorite city, so.
It is my favorite city. The second card that we got here is the Virgo I analyzed. So it's almost like, well, what do you want? Like, what do you, like, I think that there's a lot of confusion. Leos really don't know what they want right now with relationships. If you're currently in a relationship, Leo, you know, it's like safe to analyze what you want. Safe to kind of really start to figure out, like, how do you want the lifestyle? What kind of person? What kind of life do you want with relationships? There's a lot of questions about this space. There's also a lot of cleansing. You know, Virgo clears things out. It kind of like creates this better, more pure space. And with safe travel, there's a lot of purity coming here. So we're gonna see what the challenge is, because I don't really know. Like, the challenge is happiness. So I think that this is where Leos are kind of needing the party energy, because like there's some happiness issues because of the past and because things weren't feeling safe, and now you're analyzing and you don't really know where to go, and that might make you feel unhappy. Maybe it's time to just go, like, let's get that reptilian, like, guitars back.
Leo rising and a Leo moon.
You are.
So there's a little something for y'all.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, when we do this, like, this is for Leo rising, Leo moon, or of course Leo sun. I'm Leo sun, Leo rising, so. Oh, I did, my Taurus reading was good.
It's good, it's on point.
Damn, I got party and I got fucking sex,
You're
right?
gonna make it.
Damn.
You're gonna make it.
Am I gonna make it? I better make it through this one. All right, all right. The overall is the King of Swords reversed. There's a lot of not knowing where the hell anything's going in relationships right now for Leos. So I think that's okay, but I also think at the same time, you're gonna have to analyze a lot of things this week. Know that everything's okay to explore, but you're gonna have to find that self-love. And then once you do, it's not like you have to understand fully where you're taking it. I think that it's like, find just what makes you happy and see what shows up. Like, you don't need to be like on the throne knowing exactly this is what I want. And this is like, I think the more, and especially with Virgo being here, it's like, if you become critical, Venus is always at its fall position in Virgo. So it's like, just go have a good time, find happiness. And you don't need to like exactly know where it's all going or which direction or, you know, but also at the same time that can make you feel a little disempowered, but don't look at it that way. Like, look at it like, if you don't know where it's going in your relationship right now, and just know that it's safe, analyze where it's going, where can you find happiness, and like, who knows? You'll figure it out, but maybe it's not so mentally. I think it's much more emotionally about just trying to find happiness again. What's that gonna be, that Kickstarter? And the spiritual advice card is the health card. Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth, bright, bring to me your health and might. I think that this is bringing healthier relationships in by actually just like clearing out the clutter and, you know, focus on relationships that are healthy. If the spiritual advice is if it's not a healthy situation, like run, because it definitely can inhibit the whole safety. Like the universe is like, you're in a safe place. Why, right when you get there, like take off your safety belt and just start freaking driving like a crazy person everywhere? Like that ain't gonna make you happy when it's not a safe situation anymore because it's not a healthy situation. So, but there is a positivity here of like kind of clearing out the past and reestablishing some safe and some health energy and positivity and analyzing some things, but not really having to know exactly what it is and to just find that pure happiness from a healthy state too, not negative ones. Libra, Mercury in the 11th. This is definitely meaning go be social. Go look around lots of people. Go talk to lots of people. Go connect with people. Go out socially. Especially this is a time for Leos to be, and this is hard. I mean, it's a lot of Cancer stuff, but with Mercury retrograde in Leo and Mars in Leo, like there's a part of you that has to get out in public and do things and just kind of get out there, kind of mix up the bag a little bit, you know what I mean? So you can see all the options and know which way to travel. And with Libra there, it's like, okay, being social, but by being like, okay, well, what equalizes here? What makes sense with what feels like we're in the same energy that's balanced and it actually feels like beautiful? Because if you do look at all your options, or if you're in a relationship, if you do start to weigh out things and maybe go out for like a dinner date or go out somewhere and try and find some sort of connective element, you know? Mercury, though, remember, is a neutral planet. So Mercury is going to be looking at a lot of different sides of things. But with that health card is spiritual advice, like if it is kind of darker and it's not healthy and it's like putting you in a place where you're like, whoa, this isn't kind of my vibe, like maybe that's where you just automatically go, that's not what I want. So it's a little bit, it's party with boring. I don't know why, but throw the boring up because it's party with boring.
Since it affects me, I'm going to go with party.
So Craig threw the party again, so I guess it's just more party. All right, let's check the chat room. We're almost halfway through already. Loves Craig's commentary. Everybody loves Craig's stuff. Craig is killing it. Mercury retrograde makes you clumsy. It is 23. It is 23. Mine too. I don't know what that. He's 23rd. Oh, my birthday.
It's about to be a
I'm the 23rd.
celebration.
I'm definitely not the 24th. Mental health for Leos. That's a good point too. But I think it's like for Leos, it's just kind of like clearing energy and not having stress and just enjoying happiness in life. Yeah.
I actually was doing some chakra toning today. One of the series that we did on the Lightworkers School with Dylan,
Right.
Spirit Advisor. It was my first time doing it, and that thing rocked me big time.
How did
Completely
it rock
grounded me.
you?
I mean, it just goes through the whole tonal, you know, starting down at the root and all the way up to your
Crown?
crown. Yeah.
What did you
Completely.
feel? What did you feel deep down in your root, dog? Was it heavy? Was it needed to be cleaned?
You know, yeah, it's been heavy, I think. It's been heavy times for everybody. A lot of things closing, a lot of things opening up. So, you know, I think when something like that happens, you know, I would just have those eclipses and you kind of have the tools to actually bring it all out of you, then you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you gotta let it out of the root sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, like you gotta let it out. You know,
You got to
like,
release.
You gotta release.
You got to release.
You know, like, you know, God gave us beautiful hands in life. Don't be popping that girl up during you shot. All right. Here we go. Well, Virgos, and we're clearing the energy from all the other signs and me. Time. This one popped up, I think, for Virgos last week. Time has run out. I think that, there's something about Virgos. I don't know what it is. This card, remember, I'm a tarot reader. I'm a psychic, but mainly I'm an astrologer. But I read every card the way that it is. And automatically going into Virgo's horoscope, knowing what's going on, it's like this whole balance between the sun and the moon here, right? We're coming into a lunar eclipse. Like, basically, I actually will put it this way. By the time the lunar eclipse hits on July 16th, especially that this lunar eclipse will be in your romantic house, like, it is time for a major shift for Virgos in love. And if you're single, that could be very positive, but it could also mean shifting in the blocks that you're dealing with. Or if you're in a relationship, things are about to change in your relationship world, and especially romantically, intensely. And I think that there's it's been overdue on time. You got the 6th house routine, so it's starting to feel very boring. So throw that boring relationship thing up. They got time in 6th house. The Virgos. But I think it's the excitement is that it's time to change your life. It's time to change the routine of relationships. It's time to change the routine of how you go about this stuff in your relationships. So it might seem a little boring, or actually, to be honest with you, I don't have scary up there, but it might be scary because, it is a routine thing this week, or maybe you're sick of the routine and it's about time to change it. You need to change something about this week very intensely. Of course, you like routine, you like things to feel like they're healthy, but at the same time, it's I think Virgos already do that in so many areas. It's what about passion? What about love? That could be stripped by 6th house. 6th house is definitely when you mix it, especially with 8th house or 5th house, it's sure, sex can become a routine, And I think with Virgos, it's don't let time determine when to do things in a relationship. Well, it's 8:30 p.m. and I just ate, so we'll have sex at 9:15.
You got to let it digest. I mean, it's pretty much like swimming. You don't want to cramp up or anything, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but maybe if you want to add a little bit of flavor to it all.
During.
A little hot shot.
During dinner.
You remember that movie with Charlie Sheen? When he was in the fridge and
Charlie just gets wild.
Charlie does get wild, but he's a Virgo, by the way. I'm not saying to be like Charlie Sheen, okay? But maybe just a little bit of that tiger's blood,
Just a little Charlie.
Just a little tiger's blood, just experience tiger's blood that much, not the whole tiger's blood, but just enough tiger's blood to keep going. Fuck. The love card is the challenge. Weak truth bomb, dude. Truth bomb. Uh-oh. I was feeling this one, man. I was feeling it. The challenge is true love. True love. That's from Princess Bride. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is a Virgo and an amazing dude. I like Keanu Reeves. But there is true love missing. I'm going to be honest. Look at Jimmy Fallon. He's a Virgo. He never shows his wife, ever. He hides from his wife. He doesn't even do the red carpets with her anymore. And I always look at celebrities. I mean, I do a lot of celebrity stuff for 17 Mag and celebrity couples and all this stuff. But if you ever type in Jimmy Fallon wife on Google, you'll notice it just doesn't make sense. He never talks about her, and he doesn't wear his wedding ring, I don't think. And then 3, he's flirting with all those chicks so hard on stage, you can just see him ready to pounce on the girls. It's insane. I love Jimmy Fallon, so I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just being a little real here. That he is a Virgo to watch. So he's very creative, he's super funny, and he's using that But when it comes to his love life, it's almost because he's not getting it there, and he's denying himself of what he really wants, and he's become into such a routine that maybe he feels safer like having his wife with his kids and just like keeping it there, but like it oozes out of him through his creative energy and the way that he connects. And even that whole weird thing with him and Nicole Kidman, and how like he thought he had a chance with her and he actually did and he blew it, but like he has a wife and he's talking about that with her, and like he gets all giddy about it. There's some really weird stuff going on for Virgos right now.
Well, she probably like hypnotized him or something. Nicole Kidman might be a witch. Who knows?
Well, I mean, she was able to get Tom Cruise right away in Days of Thunder. It's my favorite. That's my second favorite movie.
I think he picked her. I don't think it was a coincidence that went down.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because Jerry Bruckheimer did that, the same people who made Top Gun, and actually, so Highway to the Danger Zone was not made for Top Gun from Kenny Loggins. Highway to the Danger Zone was made for Days of Thunder because it's about fucking being on a racetrack, and he's like the whole song is not about jets, like it's like about driving a car, but it went way better, and they got it early on. It went way better in '88 with Top Gun, and the whole entire like let's take the planes off and like God, you know. So anyway, that's just some weird stuff. Like maybe I think that we need to throw some party energy in for the Virgos, like let out. You know? People are like, I am so glad that Nicole Kidman got out of the Scientology church with Tom Cruise. Hey, it is what it is. I don't know. You know, to be honest with you, I don't judge people by their faiths. If Tom Cruise wants to be a Scientologist, that's cool. Like, really, this is my personal view in Scientology. It's just spirituality, and Ron L. Hubbard just fucking coined his own shit and then charged a bunch of people money in like extreme amounts and made a church out of it. Like, that's all it is. Like, they go into past lives. They talk about, you know, like it's literally the stuff we're talking about, just like coined in his own way. Like, that's all it is. And I don't know why people trip out about Scientology so much. I lived in Hollywood for years. How many places in Hollywood are there Scientology things, dude? Like a freaking million.
There's a bunch. I'm still waiting for them to recruit me.
You're waiting for to be recruited?
I want a little validation, you know?
Well, I think we might have to do a shotgun show of like Craig going to get recruited into the Scientology church and see what happens.
Yeah, you know, they hooked me up to the censors, and we can talk about aliens. So,
well,
they're
yeah.
cool with me.
Hey, I mean, this is what the New Age community talks about. I just think it's kind of funny, though. It's like people are so afraid of Scientology. I'm just like, I've always looked at it because I literally lived in Hollywood a long time, and I walk the streets every night, and they're open all night too. It's crazy. They'll be like, you'll be like going by a club, and then it'll be like Saturday night, like it'll be like 1 a.m, and there's a Scientologist like fucking in a beautiful building. Like, come on in, welcome. Have you ever looked into Scientology? Kind of a crazy way to do it, but I'm not afraid of Scientology, and people might start accusing me that I'm a Scientologist or something, but I don't know what all the hype is of fear. Like, I know that there's like the whole money element, and like they might try and like put you down, or I don't know. I mean, who knows with all the stories, and sometimes it's hype, and I don't, you know, it's like, I just like whatever. I mean, look at the Catholic Church, you know, like look at all the stuff that's gone there. Look at every religion, like, you know, there's always something weird.
That sounds like no fun.
Yeah, I think we're getting a little off track, but you know what, this is kind of a typical Virgo reading right now, kind of how their relationship is. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, and what the fuck are we doing? Oh boy. So after the love and the challenge position, we did get the 9 of Swords reversed. The fear of panic. That the truth and the understanding, or the fear of like a nightmare. Like, I think that it's like, I think we are dealing with a lot of trapped Virgos. Might need to break them out, dude. Maybe we need to get like a bus full of Virgos that need to be broken out and take them to a party or something, like, you know. Because I think that there's like this kind of like fear of going through a nightmare, of dealing with the truth about love, the routine, and that time's up, you know? And that might be difficult. That might be hard. The spiritual advice is trust. Trust. I am safe. I am secure. I'm in love. I trust. My faith endures. Look at that. We got a nightmare reversed. Like, you're afraid of facing the nightmare that you think it's so bad, but the trust is that you're fine. Like, so there's a lot of Virgos, and if you're single out there, Virgo, like, there's also a part of you that's so afraid of, like, really going deep in relationships and love because you have your own kind of idea of what it should look like, instead of, like, this is about expanding. This is about, like, not being afraid. This is about, like, if you really want love, like, go fucking have love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why so many people are afraid of, like, love. You know what I mean? Like get intoxicated with some love.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, you look at the music scene. It kind of went from making love to just fucking chicks.
It's a good point. I mean, it used to be about, you know, some Barry White or even some, you know.
Luther Vandross.
Yeah, that fool was hard. Or some Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Bobby's a wild one, though, so.
And then it kind of got into, like, Usher, where it was like, yeah, I'm cheating on you and having kids with other fucking girls.
Babies, mamas.
Yeah,
mamas, mamas.
and then, you know, Biggie and fucking, like, you know, was like Notorious B.I.G. was talking about, like, how they just fucking slobbed on his knob fucking by just being fucking Biggie and fucking being hard in New York. That fool was hard as fuck, though. I love him. But, and then it kind of got, well, and then Eminem kind of was like, well, yeah, like, he always talked about his fucking baby's mama all the time. Like, you know, like.
Yeah,
fucking,
I mean, and murdering her.
And his daughter, like, you know. Well, Haley's out getting smashed.
I think he's an outlier, because that fool's just off the charts.
So I don't know, you're right, though. But now, like, with, I don't know, I don't really follow the rap scene anymore, because I don't think that's rap. Like, I think hip hop and rap underground is, like, sick. I'm not into mainstream, like, hip hop or rap. But I feel like you're right. Like, it's just about, like, I fucking got a Ferrari, or I got this, and I just fuck, and we just go here, and, you know, we got the room, and I got the money, and, like, the bitches are everywhere, and it's like, okay, like, are they actually really getting fucked? Like, maybe, or maybe not, like, or maybe.
They probably are.
I know they're
I'm going
fucking,
with
but you
yes.
know what I mean? Like, it's like, are they really getting, like, a lot out of it? Like, not only are they losing all that money, but then the girls are only there for that, and then, like, there's no connection, and it's kind of like, you know, like, it, like, does good for a music video, or it does good for, like, a song, but, like, I don't know. Virgos, you guys got a lot of weird shit going on. Mercury and Gemini in the 7th. Holy shit. Like, I can't make this up, and I really want to, like, show, like, I'm not BSing here. Like, Mercury, Gemini, and the 7th. So you have to really understand the environment of your relationship. You need to communicate everything in your relationship. You need to speak about what is on your mind, and you also need to dig a lot deeper and really start to assess factually about where your relationship is right now in your life, because if you don't, the environment can be toxic, or it could be not in the best place. That's relationship troubles, dude. We're gonna drop that last, just fucking, although that's a bomb.
What were you trying to drop?
I'm trying to drop a little relationship trouble, like,
right. We can do
like,
that.
come on, like, I'm trying to, yeah, bam. That was a trout right there. It just hit a fucking jack. Bam. Boom. 450 yards, or feet. Boom. Oh, we got a donation. Thank you very much. All right, Libras. Libras love to talk about love and relationships. So we're clearing all the energy from all those other readings, and we're going into Libra and my own energy. Libra got power. All right, Libra, you got on a power trip this week in relationships? You got control? So there's a lot of empowerment this week with Libras about what they want with relationships. So it's very clear what they want. So with power, it's definitely that, but you can abuse power, and it can also be kind of damaging too sometimes. So, you want to be careful. Like, you want to remember to be empathetic to other people, and you also, at the same time, with this card, got to be very wary of like what you're putting your power towards, because what you're going to put it towards, you're going to get. And what are you going to get? Let's see what you're going to get. You got Sagittarius, I see. So there's a lot of like this feeling that you can have everything, but there's going to be a challenge to this. So the good news is like your belief, you can, and the truth is you can have everything, but the challenge about what everything will bring and where to maybe steer clear from is wisdom. You're not thinking straight this week. You might do some things that are not wise in relationships because you believe too much and you have too much power. So this is definitely where it's like you need to take some caution, and you need to be a little bit more wise about your choices this week, because there's a little bit of a little bit too much kind of, it's a little bit manic. It's like, I can do this, I can have that, but it's like, is that wise? How does that affect your relationship if you're in one? How does it affect if you're single? Like, if you go into something or you explore something that actually is not wise, like maybe it's got a creepy person behind that door, or maybe like you end up in a place that you don't want to be. Like, you really need to put your wise cap on this week and use your power wise and do things that are actually a blessing with Sagittarius, that are going to grow something beautiful and take you to somewhere great, opposed to just like, hey, I got power, I can explore this, like look at all these options, like without, like, you need to put your wisdom cap truly on this week, Libra. You did get the Two of Wands upright. So this is definitely like, you can have the world that you want in your hands. I mean, there's a lot with the power, with the Two of Wands, like with Sag, like, but it's this wisdom. It's like, is it wise what you want? Is it wise what you can have? Because you'll be left with it. Like, if literally you can have anything you want. You could have it, oh, there's no song like that. You can have whatever you want, something like that. Fucking, I think it's whatever you like, but, well, I think that this is a kind of an issue in a weird way. So this could cause relationship troubles. We'll put that up. But it can also cause some really good things too if you put the wise cap on and use this energy to have what this is where you can have what you really want. But holy cow, like, if you take it too far, or, you know, you're playing Tears for Fears, like, you know, everybody wants to rule the world, like, on repeat, like, who, like, be careful about what you wish for, Libra, because, like, you'll end up with it. Might even end up, like, pregnant with it, like, or whatever. Like, there's
That's harsh.
What?
That's harsh.
No, I'm just saying, like, with the wisdom, like, be wise with that much power, that much Sag of, like, I can have anything, and with the with that Two of Wands, like, this is the world I want. Like, if there is no, with the challenge of wisdom, like, it's like, oh, like, let's say there's a single Libra out there who's like, oh, I want that, but like, this guy's like sells cocaine. He's a fucking gangbanger, but I really like him and I feel powerful because he makes me feel powerful and fucking, or it's like, you know, the rappers, right? Perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Libras get caught up. I bet you would count more Libras in those like situations of like, those rap situations, like with all the chicks or whatever. I don't know. But like, I'm just saying that like, think about it. Or, you know, you and I know a mutual Libra who, this dude just like, come on. Like, out of all the people in the world you want, like, that's what you want? Like, when obviously she doesn't fucking care. Like, and then what happens? Or as another mutual friend that we know very close, you know, like, you know, you can have whatever you want, but you got to be wise with that power, because a mutual friend we know left the relationship and then got someone pregnant and had to be in that relationship for a long time. So, you know, this is one of those weeks to be careful, but gosh, if you apply the wisdom, if you really think about things, if you really apply the power of having what you really want, and it's coming from a wise, like, elder, like, in this wisdom card, there is a butterfly, and I don't know why, but like, I know a lot of Libras with like butterfly tattoos on their lower back that I've been with in my life in the old days. And there's this beauty that Libras are always looking for. I know that the old expression, I don't know if I could say it anymore in 2019, but it used to be called tramp stamps. But
I think they're still called tramp stamps.
are they still called tramp stamps? I don't know. You know, it's like so funny now. I don't know what you
wrong
can
with
say
that.
anymore without getting like castrated anymore. Everybody's like castrating people for saying things. But it's like, you know, Libra's getting a lot of stuff, and the spiritual advice is strength. So look at this: power, Sag, wisdom. You have the ability, like strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, and power. So keep your strength about doing great things, building things that are good for you in the long term, because the energy right now is potent in that area. But if you put the energy into like being weak, like, oh, I just want to do this. This isn't the wisest thing, but like, you know what? I want to experience it. I have the power to. I have the ability to. It's like, be careful what you wish for. Your rolling of the astro dice is Uranus in Libra in the 11th. So yeah, there's this social aspect. 11th house with Uranus is in its natural house in Libra. It's like, maybe with some of this energy, it's like you don't need to turn like people that you don't know or acquaintances or friendships into something deeper. I would stay away from that. I would stay away from also parties that like have people, because whenever you have Uranus in the 11th house, like this is just about transient people. But with Libra here, it wants relationship. Transient people are not places to have relationship with, or people that are kind of, and it's a Mercury retrograde time. This is definitely not a time to try and think that you have the power to like build something beautiful of somebody you meet during a Mercury retrograde, and that's from like a party, especially Uranus in the 11th, or at a social event, or at some sort of place, and like turn it into a partnership. Like maybe keep it just friends for a while and be wise and have that strength, because that strength for Libras, and if you're in a relationship, Libra, this means like the power that you believe in the way you want your relationship to be, hold that strength to that, but do it wisely. Like definitely do not try and push a belief on your relationship and leave it right away because you're just like not thinking, or you're wanting it to only look a certain way. Like there's a lot of power here, Libra, and you are of the very weird sign of balance, where it's weird. I always notice with Libras, it's like they might have really weak periods, and then it's like, man, they have like these fertile, and I don't know why I keep getting pregnancy that keeps coming up, like fertile. Like be careful with that power and with that. Like if you're not ready for a kid, even if you're in a relationship or you're not, like you might want to think about this one.
You heard it there first, Libras.
Oh, yes, they did. Don't go to parties with my people, my favorite kind of people. Ooh, the fireworks awoke me. Guess I'm evolving now. Libras, stop being slaves of society? I don't know about that. You're not that old. They're still tramp stamps in 1979. Did you know that, Craig?
What was it?
That tramp stamps go back even in 79. I guess I wasn't old enough, and we weren't old enough because we're born in the 80s.
I believe it. People have been expressing themselves for quite a long time.
Libra Sun and Libra Rising here also have a butterfly tattoo. I told you, dude. Kelly, thank you for being honest and letting us know. And it was weird because the Libra that had that I was with, and was like my first like love outside of the puppy love, like, you know, high school thing. She was Libra Sun, Libra Rising. Butterfly tattoo on the back. Something interesting about that stuff. I got to record all this stuff and put it in a book one day or something. I don't know. All right, it's Craig. It's Scorpio time. Are you gonna throw yourself?
Part of Scorpio. Part.
Are you gonna throw yourself something? What are you feeling intuitively about? Throw a video clip of what you think is coming for you this week.
Shit's been fucking weird lately. So
what are you gonna throw?
Obviously, I'm gonna say that.
Of course you are.
Come on now. Come on now.
Of course you are. Oh. No, we'll see what happens. I'm clearing the energy for you, Craig, and for all Scorpios,
I need
and
it, clear it.
from the other side, I'm clearing for myself.
Help me, please.
I'll help you, please. Well, the first card that you got is the jealousy card. Woo! Typical Scorpio with the jealousy.
It's true. It's true.
Woo! Oh, Scorpios, don't get jealous this week. I think that this is one thing that's just showing you how much you like people. Look at that. Jealousy number 23. That's an amazing number. Because when you add 2 and 3, you get 5. And it's like, think about things a little bit more clear instead of getting too caught up emotionally. I think it's an interesting card, this jealousy card. Like, it really is like a creepy eye, or...
Yeah, it's like you're looking from the fucking shadows.
I don't even want to say what I was going to say, but...
I'm just going to get all Phil Collins in here, right?
Hey, we can get Phil Collins in here. I think that, you know what, this is just a lot of deep emotions that are because how much you might like somebody, or in your relationship, how much you love them. So I think that we got to like look at the positive, that this is a week of like how much you really admire, how much you really like people, but turning the negative into a positive by thinking it through a little bit more, like about what is causing that issue. It's the Leo, I will, the love card. So one, you have to find that inner strength in yourself first, of that love for yourself, so you're not jealous. But I also think that the jealousy is coming because of true love. You know, so there's a lot of love going on right now, a lot of love for the Scorpios. But it could bring some jealousy, even if it's like, you know, the grocery store attendant looked at you the wrong way, looked at your partner the wrong way, like, or, you know, like. I've seen that too, you know, like I've seen, like, I've been checking out before and I was with an ex that shall not be named, and she was just a normal, awesome lady just checking out, and I was having a great day and she was having a great day and we were laughing, and my aunt was a grocery store checker for like 30-something years, so she told me, like, the thing that kept her going is like cool people that keep the conversation. I'm that person. I always talk to the grocery teller, like, what's going on? How you doing? And I had this girl flip out, like she was trying to hit on you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we're just talking. But it's because that person loved me so much. And maybe just didn't have the love from within. So there's a lot of that searching, whether you're in a relationship or you're not. Maybe you might even not be in a relationship and you might be like wanting somebody, and like you've never even been with them, and you see them pop up with another person and you go, oh, fuck. And then you like unfollow them.
I'm watching you from
I
the
don't
shadows.
know. I think that you got to throw the relationship trouble in there. There it is. Oh, look at this, Adrian Lawrence says, I know a Scorpio and this is spot on. Do not give in to anger.
No, I'll give in to anger?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Craggy.
I got a Goosefraba. Goosefraba.
Hey, I think this calls for Ganesha.
We're getting Ganesh.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting a Ganesh.
We're getting some Ganesh, and Ganesha removes all obstacles, and we're gonna do this on the jealousy card because I don't like to see that in a love reading. And
especially my own.
yeah, and you know what? Craig is here. He's a Scorpio, and you know my Mars is in Scorpio. If you want to get real crazy about all these readings, like apply your planet of each sign. So I have Mars and Saturn here. So my sexual energy and my, I guess you could say my Saturn there. I don't know, like my way about doing things. Maybe I could be jealous in some ways, but I have Mars and Saturn conjunct in Scorpio. So I know I've been jealous before. But you know what? The positive of jealousy, and I know that it's not I know. You know what's so funny now is everybody's doing Venn diagrams in the spiritual community of like, well, you're in your alignment, and when you're not. Looking at it like it's okay, and then negative jealousy. You know, it's like there's all these like Venn diagrams now of like, oh, look at you're not this way. Blah, 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 blah. It's like sometimes jealousy is good. I think it's like makes you go like, I fucking really like that person.
Jealousy for me too, that comes from the communication that we were talking about before.
Yes, communication, like,
Shit just
because
float down the air. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
if it's out in the air and you don't know, then of course it's easy to get jealous. Although, you know, trust me, I know recently, fucking like Gemini Christmas, like Pluto in the 12th house shit, fucking, oh my God, like keeping secrets and shit. Not that I'm jealous, it's like I'm more like fucking just deceiving. Ugh, deceiving people.
Ugh. Gross.
Ugh. Craig and I, the divine masculine is letting it out, folks. All right, Ganesha is going to give us a little bit of hope here for the jealousy. You got cultivation. Cultivate your jealousy and turn it into something beautiful, right? I like that there's a rat in here because the rat is dancing to Ganesha's beautiful music. So you can turn jealousy into something beautiful by cultivating something good out of it. Like taking that energy and being like, hey, this is how I feel, but like, it's not jealous. It's just like, I really like you and whatever. Or like, I think it's not about approaching it from like, I don't like this, but like, I like this and I want this. And maybe Scorpio's got to pull out a guitar and like freaking seduce the snake, you know? Like,
Maybe I'll write a poem or a haiku.
Oh yeah, you know what? You should make a little haiku and like you should like make it like a little paper one, right? Like and then turn it to a little like swan and like.
And then I'll eat it.
And then eat it and then poop it out and then like throw it at him. Jealous fuck. Fucking here's your note.
No.
No. Cultivate it more beautifully and turn it into cow cakes and feed it to them.
Vegan. All vegan all day.
All vegan all day. Spiritual.
That's how we go.
Or the challenge is good fortune. Ooh, owie. So I think we need a little, we need to try and clear this energy. But, you know, I think that this challenge is just the way that you're looking at good fortune, Scorpio. So it's like, maybe you think it's not a fortunate energy that's going on with it, but maybe the challenge is that of how you're looking at it. Like maybe it's all fine. Like maybe the jealousy is just built off of love right now, and then it looks like it's bad because you're jealous, but really, if you cultivate it into something good, then you'll be able to access a good fortune. You did get the Queen of Cups reversed. So yeah, definitely not feeling emotionally safe, not feeling emotionally secure from especially like a caretaking and safe like role, or that you are in a place where that precious emotional vibe is there. Like, ooh, it's not there. Like, So this is definitely where you're gonna have to find that willpower within yourself to get through this week and find that happiness within yourself. And I think by doing that, you remove the jealousy, you remove any feelings of good fortune that's not there, because the good fortune truly is not about the relationship. It's about like that you are happy, period, just in life. So whether you got to go hang out or go have fun or go do something different or whatever you're jealous about, why don't you go do what that person's doing and see what, if that would make them jealous. I'm just kidding. Like, or I don't know. There's definitely a lot of insecure feelings that are not as bad as I think it really is. This is showing it's not as bad. It's just coming from like a little bit of insecurity. Spiritual advice is the sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. That's what I'm feeling. We got to throw the party up. You know what? Go party, Scorpio. What are you doing? Boom.
Got to go get weird a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just like there's the wanting of sensuality, so it's like that's what's causing the jealousy, right? So it's like Scorpio, it's like, all right, like you want all the sensuality and you're not getting it the way you want to, so guess what? That's gonna throw some jealousy up. But it's like you gotta go find things that bring sensuality to you. Go get a massage. Just make sure that it's not
Could
like
go for a massage actually.
Oh yeah, are you going to get a massage?
I think I need to do that.
Yeah.
Everybody remember though that Scorpios do care deeply.
I know, that's what
where
I'm
that
saying.
word comes from, is that we don't let people in, really. So
I know, and
you have been let in by a Scorpio, you must be pretty lucky.
it's true, like it's kind of like, not all Scorpios, but like, you guys
We
all have
talked
your
about
own.
It's the light side or the dark side of the moon. There's fucked up on both sides.
Well, yeah, it's either the
where you
Zen
reside.
Den or the Dungeon of Dreams.
I like to go right in the middle.
Well, yeah, like I would say that Scorpio likes to be in the middle, but like it's kind of hard to get out of a dungeon or get into a dungeon or get out of one. But I think that it's just based off, you're right, like Scorpios deeply feel, and right now there's like a lot of feeling coming up, and then it's like, go do something that allows that feeling to be had. Like, it doesn't mean that you need to go like, screw somebody else or do something else or weird, but it's like, go dance, go love, go laugh, go do something fun. Go to the Leo King's jet ski race this weekend. And you want to ride one of the jet skis this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I want to go fast.
We'll go, when I'm not racing, we'll just go ride the jet skis, dude. Be great.
All right, what those dice got for me? Show me some
Scorpios in their dice. Scorpios in their dice. All right. We got Jupiter in Aquarius in the 10th. Focus on the exciting and amazing connections that are happening in your workplace and in your goals. Because if you do that, there is abundance there, and even possibly, because we are in a relationship reading, maybe something out of nowhere pops up of good luck with career aspects, or even meeting people that connect you to something different. Pretty interesting.
A win-win situation right there.
That's a win-win, and career is a good place for things right now, Jupiter in the 10th, and also even possibly meeting somebody famous too.
More famous than the Leo King? I don't know. I don't know if I could handle that.
No. Well, maybe, as Disneyland is popping off their fireworks right now, and we can hear them in the background. All right. It's Sag time, but Craig's taking a second, so I'm going to take his jewel. I want to check the chat room real quick. We're almost done. We got just 4 more left.
We did kind of get pity party there. I did see that comment in there.
What do you mean, pity party?
I don't know. It just got a little off course right there, I feel like.
Oh, well, did it get that bad? Scorpios have sex appeal. Come on, bring the love for us Saggies this week. Not crazy shit, please. Needing to feel it all good, on the right track. Hey, I can't help it. Like, the whole Sag thing has been really funky. But it is maybe ready to change. Let's do it. Saggy, we're clearing all the energy from the last readings. We're clearing the energy from myself. And we are just going in. Sages are like fucking anxiety ridden about what's coming, because like it's just been bam, bam, bam.
Each passing moment is another chance to turn it all around.
Healer. Okay, Sag. 1. There's good news. The relationships, and this is more for single ones, okay? Somebody is definitely going to come into your life this week to heal you. We're going to see what everything else says, but also if you're in a relationship, like, what needs to be healed? Like, are you the healer? Are they the healer? Like, there is a lot of healing that needs to take place within yourself, though, deeply. And a lot of that is going to be defined here in these next cards, which is the Taurus I have. There's this whole element of like wanting to have something very specific and to have it and to hold it and to feel it and to experience it and to taste it all the time. But it's like, is it good for you what you're valuing or what you value? Maybe your values need to change. Like, by this deep inner healing, you realize that you can have what you have when you heal whatever it is that's forcing you to think about what you feel like you can't let go of. Taurus does not want to let go of anything. But also if you're single, like, it might be like, I will only have it if it's this good. It's like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. But what's causing that healing? What causes it to be that way? Like maybe actually the best person you have is blocked because you haven't healed something from the past about what happened to you. So you're like, well, this person smokes jewels, so I ain't gonna be with them. Because my last ex smoked jewels and they messed me up. So anybody that smokes a jewel or something, like, no. It's like, I think that this is reassessing the values and allowing yourself to actually get what you want. You have to be a little bit more, open to having and experiencing and seeing what other people have, no matter what it is, because it might, if you heal it and it's the all-seeing eye of Horus, like, there is this like seeing things to what you have, like you can kind of ooh, you can see what you have, but you have to be willing to heal any weird discrepancies with your perception, about what to have. There's some perception things about what to have or your idea of how it should be. Or two, like to heal, like maybe you're holding on to something that's not that great for those coupled ones, purity. That's, I think, the hard part is that, and this is the coupled one. Like for coupled, like Sages, like, is it really a pure relationship? Like, is it really, did it come from purity? Or was it because you guys both cheated? Was it because you guys was it a weird situation? Sages get in a lot of that stuff. Also, is it just not pure? Like, is the relationship just not feeling pure? Also, be careful. Go only, because with this healer purity energy, especially with the challenge with this purity, I think that it's super important to know that like you can only have the best when you're coming from a healed place and it's a pure kind of relationship and it's one that actually is good. Like if you're trying to just have something to heal yourself quick, like a quickie, and it's not a pure energy, like, not the best. So we're definitely gonna throw some, I think we could just throw truth bomb on that one.
All right.
Truth bomb. And for the overall card, we got the High Priestess reversed. So to get purity challenge and then High Priestess reversed is like, anybody who's not really on the spiritual path with you is bye-bye. And anybody that you're trying to connect with that's not on your same spiritual path is not going to work. And this can be a little bit confused when it deals with like, we're both religious. It's like, okay, but what's about the soul level of that? Like, there's a lot of like things that are like, are you really paying attention to what the signs are? And also I think that this is important because it's almost like you are being healed by somebody deeply spiritual that's going to come in, because it's almost like you can't see the signs for yourself, or somebody who is, whether they are a psychic or an astrologer, might come into your life love-wise that might help purify you, and that might be a positive thing. But also it's kind of like if that vibe is not in your relationship, or that vibe is not kind of coming from the person that's trying to come into your life right now, like, it won't work that way. Spiritual advice that we got is the passion card. And that's where the passion comes from, is this feeling of like, you can have the most amazing thing only if it's pure and only if it will heal you and you're willing to allow yourself to let it in. And this passion is awesome, especially if it's coming from somebody of that pure spiritual space. If they are not, or if your relationship doesn't have purity and you're trying to toxify it through passion, it won't go well. But if it's like a pure passion, it's gonna heal you, and it's coming from a very deep spiritual place, and you're listening to like what your guides are saying, what the energy is saying around you. So I think this is the best reading that the Sagittarius have had in a while. The passion is waiting for you, but are you blocking it because you think it's impure? There's that too. Like, oh no, like on the 8th date we can do something. Or, or you're in a relationship where it's like, it's not going well, so it's like, we're gonna go drink a bunch of booze and snort a bunch of lines of coke and have some passion. Like, that's definitely not good for your spiritual life and your purity, and it's not gonna heal you at all. It's gonna destroy it even more. I don't know. Sun and Aries in the 8th. Yeah, there's definitely, throw the sex. It's coming up. Yep, when you get, I want to like, it's kind of like I'm here in my study here, kid. Sun and Aries exalted in the 8th house. This is definitely about getting your power back, but also not being afraid to, for those that are single, enter in and penetrate into finding passion that is pure, that is of the deep connection and allowing yourself to feel. And for those in relationships, this is also about you getting to the deep truth and not being afraid to put an ending to something that you don't want. And things that you do want, go into it. Just use the purity check and you're good to go. For singled Sages, I would put it, we already did the sex card or the sex thing, we already did the truth bomb. But for coupled, I'd put relationship troubles. Let's try to be as real as I can be. All right, I know we got Capricorns that are waiting.
Patiently waiting.
Patiently
This is a long one right here tonight.
Yeah, it is a long one. We've had a lot of people in here too. Purity check. Where's the Cappies at? There was somebody talking about Cappies being something earlier. Cappy's got a lot of energy with love and all that, but in relationship right now, so it's going to be kind of interesting in the astrology, but also it kind of counteracts their identity if they don't get that one all figured out right. You should watch my Capricorn horoscope on highvibe.tv if you're a Capricorn, or any of your sun sign horoscopes. I go into all this stuff more than love and how it's affecting everything in your life. Makes no sense. Why I need to move out to Texas, not into Bible-thumping church cowboys. Well, Tia, what are you into then?
I mean, that could be a good ride.
Craig, are you into that?
I'm not, but I'm an equal opportunity individual. Sometimes you gotta let your freak flag fly. So if that's what she's about,
I don't know about that
she can
one.
go get that.
All right, we got lots of Caps. We got even progressed Venus and Capricorns in here. All right, Cappy, I'm removing all the energy from the other signs and from myself, and we've got the knowledge. This is about, one, your whole idea of what relationships are in your life right now have to change. You have to look at a different page. You have to look at a different chapter. You have to look even maybe in a different book about how you do relationships. Doing the same thing over and over again is insanity. So this is about really researching a different way or exploring a different way to look at relationships this week for Capricorns. But I also think too, it's like, if a partner that if you're single and a Capricorn and trying to get into a partnership, it's like, are your guys' databases of knowledge in the same space? Because if they're not, like, you're going to take on a student, don't take on a student. Or if you're going to become a student because you're trying, you like somebody because they can offer you knowledge, like, you're going to be a student, they're going to be a teacher, and it's not going to be fun. In your relationship, if you're coupled, this is definitely where right now a lot of, deeper research needs to go on about where you both sit. Like, is this making sense? Like, there's a lot of issues in where things are going. It's almost like having to go into like the instruction manual a little bit and like figure out how to make the kind of relationship work. Like, we're having a problem, like go to the troubleshoot section. So there's some relationship trouble here, definitely. Trouble.
Troubles, oh troubles.
Oh, the troubles. Oh, we gotta do a country song. Well, I was sitting on the porch and she got no knowledge. I was sitting on the porch and I realized I had no knowledge. We were looking at the instruction manual in my Ford to try and fix a relationship that was going poor.
It
We got the Mercury card
was a
after
nice
that.
effort. It was good.
That was good. I thought I sing country pretty good.
I would say if you reach one person, so.
That's all that matters. Hey, if I have a fan in there that thinks I should go country, like, that's all that matters. With Mercury and the mind as the second card, with this knowledge, there's a lot of, like, you need to make sure you know what the fuck you're doing. Because I think that, like, one, this is not, like, really, like, these are so opposite. Like, knowledge is a lot more Jupiterian and, like, searching and, like, really making sure this makes sense. Mercury, though, is, like, logically, like, is there real stimulation there or not? Like, if there's no stimulation and there's no, like, depth, this is definitely where you don't want to go. Now, if you're single and you're trying to get in a relationship, there's definitely, like, communication-wise and the knowledge, like, are you just trying to take on a student, or are you just trying to take on somebody where you're trying to figure them out still? I think that there's a lot about, like, beliefs and mind stuff that's really off. And in relationships, if you're single and you're still not wanting to date, because I don't know what it is. There's a lot of Capricorns out there like, I'm not gonna date. It's like, well, maybe you're missing out on life, you know? But I think that this is what's the weird spot, is like, Capricorns really need to, I think that all relationships right now for Capricorns with the eclipses here and with these cards are like, be careful. It's Mercury retrograde in the 8th house. It's definitely like non-committal time. Because you might be getting into a situation you don't know everything about and you don't have a lot of information, and the challenge is going to be enchantment. You're being enchanted. So whoever, if you're coupled or even if you're single and there's somebody trying to start a relationship with you, they are enchanting you. They are creating kind of a story that you are believing. They are creating a spell on you, and you got to be very careful. I know this one pretty well. I went through this, so holy moly. Like, do not be spellbound, like, because almost somebody might be trying to convince you this week to go in a relationship, and you might fall for it. Or if you're in a relationship, you have to, like, be aware, like, are you over enchanted by this? Did you create some sort of, like, fantasy or some sort of, like, or did you enchant them into this? And you're like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm really having to deal with this shit. That's kind of gnarly. I would throw, we already threw relationship trouble. We're just gonna throw truth bomb. Like, there's a lot there, you know? And with this fourth card, the overall, ooh, yeah, we got the 9 of Wands reversed. So it's like you're dropping your guard down completely. Now, with the guard down and with this challenge of enchantment, it's like this is where your mind and your knowledge and doing more research on the person, doing more research on your relationship, because you might be letting your guard down a lot to where you're actually in a situation where you just, like, if you're coupled, like, oh my gosh, like, where is this where you've let your guard down, you've been over enchanted, whether it's from yourself or the partner, and you need to get more clear in the mind and where things are going. And then if you're single and you're being enchanted by somebody's trying to like wife you or husband you, like, gnarly fast with your guard down, and they're like enchanting you to take your guards down. But you need to be knowledgeable and use your mind and understand. And maybe, or if you're coupled, you're stuck in a relationship to where you're being enchanted to stay by, like, oh, look at this, and it's because of this. And so your guard's down, you're like, whatever. But actually, like, maybe you need to put your guard up a little bit. And your spiritual advice is imagination. Imagination now sets me free. Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. So the spiritual advice is like, is this really like your imagination, or is it enchantment? And I think that, are you being enchanted, and are you with your guard down? Like, the advice is, of course, be imaginative, but be imaginative of, like, what makes sense. Don't be imaginative over what somebody else is trying to do. And also, I would say, do not imagine based off what somebody is like. Like, imagine off what you really want, and actually take a look at it and be like, is this really gonna make sense in my imagination? So it's easy for us to imagine something beautiful, but is it really beautiful is the mental aspect. And what do some knowledge. What does the past have to say? It's a book. Like what's the old story of that partner? What's the old story? What's the environment that that person is coming from? Are you ready to build that in your imagination? So imagination is beautiful, but you know what? We can imagine bad things too. And I think that the spiritual advice is we want to imagine good things. And so this is where you got to be very careful. Are you imagining yourself in, honestly, you all know. Jupiter and Aquarius in the 8th house. Oh yeah, this is where you need to disconnect and look wider and do some more deeper research and go deeper and look in other areas because you don't really know. And this is where there is like a commitment right now that I think that, you know, 8th house Aquarius, Jupiter, that's weird. Like 8th house is very weird for Aquarian energy, right? Because when you get like the 7th house before that, which of course is Capricorn, that's Cancer rising, right? So it's like Cancers kind of like do this thing with like sex, right? Like 8th house Aquarius is very like, kind of like, ooh, this is exciting or whatever. And this is where I can kind of like connect my emotions, or I can disconnect my emotions intensely. And I think for you, you're kind of in a space between you don't need to be fully connected while you still do some more research on getting the whole picture. Because if you go into creating and doubling down on this world, like you don't even know what you're getting into. You might be getting into something that like might turn chaotic, might turn crazy, might be unpredictable, or might take you into a world that is in their world and they enchant you and they take everything from you. Like a freaking, what do we call them? A succubus or an incubus? Yeah, right?
Yeah, succubus.
Yeah, there's some succubus, incubus energy going around, which I don't know what we could throw for that. Truth bomb? We can just like.
Yeah, we can do that. Drop that bomb.
Yeah, drop that bomb. Make sure that you got some wet naps and some air freshener when that bomb gets dropped, Capricorn.
Overall, though.
Christ throwing up for everything. You know.
Cherry on top.
Somebody put, my Scorpio wanted to spend time together, so I took a break.
That's harsh. Why you
that's
gotta do us like that?
I don't even know, like, yeah, that's pretty harsh. Wow, you're harsh. What sign are you? Good night, Emily. Good night, y'all. Pluto retrograde, conjunct Saturn retrograde, South Node. Too many illusions right now. Very true. Avoid buying into the delusion and creating something that's not really AKA real, like a Scorpio. That is some real shit right there. This is definitely a time of like releasing the garbage, not bringing garbage in or somebody else's garbage. Like, there's a lot of that going on, especially Capricorn energies. Like, don't bring in somebody else's garbage, like, you know, like that they are carrying in, you know, that you're gonna have to fix. Like, that'd be a joke. All right. Aquarians? What camera are we on tonight? It's getting late. I gotta finish this. So, first card that we got for the Aquarians is, and I'm clearing the energy from all the other readings, I'm clearing the energy from my own self, and we got the Stormy card. Stormy weather. We got relationship troubles. Go ahead. Mortal Kombat. The Aquarius again.
That's my least favorite one to throw.
You don't like throwing that one?
I mean, I don't really like dropping.
I don't think anybody likes that, but when somebody gets like, I mean, Stormy? Yeah. Not Stormy Daniels, but Stormy? Stormy! There's definitely some tumultuous seas emotionally coming, and also some kind of like testy waters. There's tests in this relationship this week. Or if you're single, definitely don't go into some really, dangerous emotional places where you know that you shouldn't go. But also I think relationships for Aquarians are kind of going into these weird places. This is a Mercury retrograde. Oh gosh. Well, not gonna wear it for the rest of this. This Mercury retrograde on Mars, yeah, that's creating stormy weather, of course, in relationships. So I think a lot of it is like there's a big reassessment going on in relationships, and it was so good for years, right? Like with North Node and the eclipses there, and now that's over. And Mars just cut off that old energy. But I also think that it's like, you want to still be on the boat. You still want to go and explore where this is going. Stormy might mean that there might be just some bumps, but it doesn't mean that it's horrible. But also it's like, just know that this week you are treading into some energy that is not perfect. Jupiter return, there are benefits though. So it might be that by going through this stormy situation, on the other side, there might be something amazing. It's kind of like, what's that movie with Jim Carrey, when he has to take the boat to leave, when he's stuck in the world.
The Truman Show?
Truman Show. When he finally
sails right into the end of the stage right there.
Yep, it's
He's
like he
trying
had
to
to go
find
through
his
that
peace
crazy ass storm, but on the end of it, he saw his return and benefit. Now, I will say with Jupiter, so for partnered ones, you might go through the storms and, you know, it's going to be beneficial whatever it is, whether it's a breakup or whether it's you fix something. But it's almost like it's like there's something, I don't know what it is, dude. There's something about, did you ever see like the other movie, The Perfect Storm with George Clooney?
Yeah.
And like how they just were like, we went, they got all the fish, and then there was like the worst hurricane ever, and they're like, well, we don't want to lose the money, so like let's just go into the stormy weather.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight.
Right, but there was no Jupiter return benefits for them, except they did get a movie made about them. That was a true story.
Yeah, hopefully their family got some of that money.
I don't know if their family did get any money.
Marky Mark got all of that money.
Yeah, Marky Mark did. But I think that this is where, like, whatever is on the other side is like the ultimate benefit. Jupiter return gives you knowledge. It gives you new doors. It gives you a full understanding. It gives you a lot of benefits. But that also could take you on a new journey. It could, and this might take a couple weeks with the Mercury retrograde, but you're definitely entering into kind of like it might look kind of crazy, or maybe like don't be afraid of like what might be looking stormy, but actually is going to be much more of a beneficial thing. But there's definitely some really interesting energy going on for the Aquarians. They got solitude. So a challenge for solitude, it's almost like there's a little bit of loneliness there, but also I think for coupled or singled Aquarians, like the challenge is like, it's like you need solitude in the middle of all these things that are kind of coming up emotionally about relationships to kind of process things. And maybe, Aquarians can kind of get attached, I'll be honest. Like, have you ever dated an Aquarian?
I have dated an Aquarian, actually.
What was it like? I want to know.
It was good. It was somewhat short-lived, but it was quite enjoyable. She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
Well, yeah,
nothing but
I would say
positive things to say about her.
The best line you said was it was short-lived. I think like lots of Aquarian relationships I've ever had, like they just like pieced out like on me like quick, like whoa, or they like don't let you know.
Yeah, I kind of ended that one, but yeah, I wasn't in the right mental space, so it goes. I wasn't there, so I had to just say, I'm sorry, I can't do it. When you feel that connection coming from someone else and you're not going to be able to reciprocate it, it's not good to lead people on.
No, not at all.
I'm a gentleman.
I don't think Aquarians do that though. Like they don't lead people on. They make people think that they've led them on because when they show up, but then like if something doesn't feel right, like they know how to just bug out, and that's fine. Like it's not like it's a bad thing. It's not leading people on. I just think that this is saying it's through processing things through this stormy time that there's a lot of benefits by just taking some time and actually seeing what's through this energy in yourself. But if you're attaching to somebody or you're too afraid to let go of somebody and let the storm see where it takes, and maybe it takes it with you or it doesn't, I think this solitude thing is afraid. Like Aquarian couples are like afraid of like losing the person. Single Aquarians might be a little lonely, or might be, I don't know, they might be in a place where they actually just need to like realize that whatever they're moving into with a partner or a potential partner, that there are benefits by going through the storm, but only if they take some time to process things and have some solitude and not get too heavily invested too fast. The next card we got is the Emperor's card upright, which is a great card. So there is a lot of benefits coming. So it's not like this is definitely a bad stuff going on. I think that there's like that solitude thing though. If you do that, then you'll become that Empress. You'll know, I know what's valuable. I know what I can do for the relationship. I know what I can show up with. And that stormy weather might be like, you know, it could be it's outside sources. It might not even be between you two, or it might not be between you and a new partner that you're trying to be with. It might be like some outside like source trying to come in and like kind of processing it and seeing the benefits of like learning how to navigate together or learning how to navigate all that, and then like taking a little bit of time to process it. And once you do, it's like you're empowered and you know. And with the spiritual advice card being joy, there's a lot of joy. As I do will, so I don't like, it's like, come on, girl, like, I don't know why they write like this. As I do will, so mote it be, let joy and light radiate from me. Just go have a party. It's go have a great time, go joy if you're single, but take some solitude to process it all. If you're in a relationship, if there's no joy, if you're not feeling empowered, if you feel like you're over like attached, there's gonna be no benefits and it's gonna be really stormy. So kind of gnarly, but it's it's great, but it's also like, this is a typical Aquarian, right? Like very unique and very weird spread and very weird situations, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's good, but I think it'll only be bad if you are very attached, which you're not a very attached person. But right now with all the Mars and Leo stuff, and we got Neptune in the 12th in Scorpio. So yeah, this is where you can lose yourself in over attachment or over obsessive, or, you know, you might not be revealing everything, or they might not be revealing everything. But I think it's much more attached to you spiritually attaching, like, and losing yourself into over attachment, or escaping through sex, or escaping through like edge. So it's like, go party, like, or go enjoy yourself. It doesn't have to be so intense. So, but at the same time, I think it's more for coupled, the weird stuff about the Neptune 12th Scorpio is like, there's something not being revealed and that you have to figure that out. And for single ones, it's like, just don't over attach too quick. You know what I mean? Like, don't lose yourself. That makes sense, Craig? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. That's true.
Yeah. Well, it's the last reading. I want to just make sure the chat room's good. We're doing Pisces right now. I just got to say thank you for everybody being here tonight. I'm oozing sexiness tonight. Thank you very much. One of Moon walks with winds. Somebody put, if he's not fun, we detach. Yeah. Why don't you private message her? This isn't the place for that. Oh, there's some people having some fucking sex in the room? Hey, it's Deep Love Tarot. Sex. All right, I am clearing the energy from myself, clearing the energy from all the other readings so we can see what's up for all of the Pisces right now. All right, last reading of the night, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces got the Veiled. Ooh. All right, Pisces, I'm petting the veil. There's a little mysterious energy going on here. Maybe you're hiding like your real feelings in a relationship. Maybe you're wanting some more seduction. Gotta throw the sex. Throw the sex.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, throw the sex. So, the truth of like what you really want is coming up, and if you're coupled, like you need to express that. Maybe, you know, you need to go, well, if you're a guy, I don't know, maybe go get a Speedo or something, I don't know. If you're a girl, you know, maybe put on the lingerie, or wherever you're at in your partnered life. You know, there's a part of you that really wants to express itself, but there's also maybe you're too afraid. Like Pisces can be a little bit hidden or shy about it, but it's like show it. But also, it's like you might be also projecting to people that like, no, I'm not in a relationship if you're single, but really you have something that you're hiding behind yourself. So it's like, maybe you need to pay attention to that. Like, you're not able to get what you really want if we all know behind that veil what's really behind there. Like, you can't hide it. Like, you know, there's one thing about being veiled is like, we can still fucking see you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you got the Aries I am. This is definitely a passionate week for you of what you really want and getting it. But I think at the same time, it's like, you know, who are you, and are you veiling yourself from who you are? So that's hard in relationships. Maybe you are not who your partner thinks that, like you're not being what your partner thinks you really are. And so there is this weird element of like, kind of revealing and showing who you are and not worrying about it. If you're single, it's also about like, show who you really are and take off the veil a little bit. And it's gonna be a lot easier for your partner or potential partners to see you and attract those things. Your challenge card that you got is the Faith card. So, you know, there's a lack of faith about, you know, being able to have, you know, this might be, you know, I threw the sex thing, but it's also like, there might be some partner Pisces that just feel like they're not getting anything that they really want, or they might not be attracted to their partner anymore, and like they've lost faith in having that. Oh, Greg just threw that one.
I was sensing that's where it was coming to. I could feel
You know, yeah, you could feel that for me, and you're part of this reading always. So, you know, I was kind of feeling it was much more of like an inner thing, because with the Aries thing, but I think you're right. Like, I think for coupled ones, and even single ones, it's like, maybe you've lost faith in relationships in general, or you've lost faith in expressing who you really are in a partnership. This is some weird, you know, like, I think that the issue too is with the lack of faith aspect, or the challenge of it with the veiled. It's because you're veiling yourself. You're covering yourself from what you really want, or you're protecting yourself behind some veil. Like, well, I can't really get in a relationship right now because I'm like going through, I just had laser on my face, you know? Like, I'm trying to think of like what girls do, like, or, you know, like.
Skin peel.
Yeah, it's the skin peel. I can't see you for 52 days. Like, guys were just like, we don't wear makeup, like, you know what I mean? So, or, I don't know, there might be a part of you that's like, I can't do this because I'm afraid to expose that, I'm not gonna say that, but like, you know, like, you know,
You can do it.
No, I can't.
What's going on in there?
That's not. People want to know. I was gonna say it's kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes the, what do you call them? Sometimes the, sometimes the yeast happens down there. I don't know. You know. So maybe it's like, oh, like, doesn't mean you can't go date. Like, you know. I don't know. It's just alkaline levels, you know what I mean? Like sometimes
You
you're
gotta
not.
balance your pH.
Yeah, you gotta balance your pH. You
That
know?
shit happens.
Like, or I don't know. Like for a dude, maybe it's like, you know, I'm trying to think of like a Pisces dude thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe that you like I masturbated all week to porn, and I fucking, or I don't know. Why I got
Gotta
this
give
one.
it a break sometimes.
No, it was so funny. I was going through Walgreens a couple weeks ago, and I was down the section where they sell condoms and stuff, and it's like on the same section as I forgot what I was looking at. I was trying to find a sewing kit, and anyway, I ended up in the sex section, and sold out was like the fucking gel that like numbs guys' penises so they can last longer.
It's a hot commodity these days.
I couldn't believe that it was sold out. I actually didn't know they sold that at like Walgreens. I've never tried it before. But I was like, wow, a lot of guys must be fucking like,
Probably works like a champ, I guess.
I mean, I guess. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to numb my,
Probably put it, I don't know,
I wouldn't
maybe
want to
under the
numb
condom also.
my penis to like not.
Counterproductive if it was getting all over her.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like I wouldn't want to numb my penis to have sex. Like I would want to feel the whole thing. Like, and if you did go whatever, there's no time on like what's fast. Like then just go again. Like maybe somebody's afraid of like
Words of advice, you just go again. Easy.
well, that's what I'm saying is just do it again or something. But like, I think that this veil could be like people like can kind of not go on dates or not go out like because especially Pisces this week because like something weird like that, like something like. And I'm thinking from a guy point of view, like I saw that and I was like, wow, a bunch of dudes must fucking, I don't know, like what do you call it? Like 1 minute, like.
One pump chump.
That's what it is. One pump chump. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're afraid of that. But
Shit happens.
But I think that there's something about relationships like dating or sex or whatever. I'm very open on this show. People get all weird. Somebody was like, this is a little too getting creepy here. But it's like, you know, like there's just some relationships that just bang, wow, like it's rock star connection, like you don't even think about that stuff. And then there's others where it's like you put your head too much into it and then everything's not really flowing or right. And it's just like, that's not you and that's not that other person. It's just like the connection. Like there's something about pheromones, right? Like maybe, you know, Pisces just need to realize like, just go connect with the pheromones and see if it works. Like you don't need to like hold these old veils. And just be you, because I think there's a lack of faith of having love, even if you're coupled right now, because there is a veil, or maybe you're hiding that you're not happy if you're coupled, and you've lost the faith. Oh yeah, look at that, Chariot card came out. Ooh, it's my favorite card. There's definitely this moving in new directions, and also that the stimulation of the relationship, or the stimulation if you've been single, or somebody that you've been dating, like you need something a lot more stimulating and taking you to a much more magical place, which is a typical Pisces thing. But I mean, come on, like part of that is gonna come from actually going out and feeling and not worrying about the veil and trusting the universe that it will divinely guide you in the right way. You're not gonna need to go buy, you know, numbing fucking like lube. Can't believe they make that shit. I think it said lidocaine when I saw it on the paperback. Like,
Right.
like really? I'm like,
Extra strength.
like that
I
with
wanna feel
this like,
shit.
like that, like it's like basically like call a dentist that's gonna pull your wisdom teeth out and just shoot up your you know what with fucking. Like, you know when you get your teeth done and you're like, hi, and you like try to drink a water, like once you get out of there and you're driving back and your tooth's all done and you're like trying to eat and you're like doing that to your you know what, like doesn't sound really that fun to me. Like literally, I don't care. Like fucking if I chumped it, like I'd just be like, well, okay, let's go again.
Let's do it again. Maybe you get 2 pumps, maybe 3.
Yeah, and even if it's just 1 pump again, then do it again until you get to whatever. Maybe she likes 1 pump. That's the thing.
101 pumps.
Maybe the partner that you're trying to get with might like the thing that you're trying to veil or hide. Like maybe they like that. Maybe they're like, actually, I don't really do well with like more than 5 pumps. Like I kind of want 4.
Well, when you got that connection, I mean, you have that comfort level too, where, I mean, it does really matter. If you like, I'd say the true tell sign is if you enjoy, you know, laying next to them afterwards and you don't want them to get the fuck out of your bed or you don't want to leave right away. That's a good connection right there.
Yeah, and I think it's funny. People are like saying, forget the numb stuff, do the cards. It's like, I think like with this show, it's like, this is about, you know what, you can go watch other card readers and they'll just give you it and you're gonna realize that you're not opening up a reading. A reading is an open thing. It's an open conversation. It's looking at it from a lot of angles. And I think like when we add Craig into the mix and we do it and then the audience, we have a great time because we're able to see everything. We're able to like explore things and talk about stories and how they relate to these situations. So I know that the patience, you know, might not be there, but I think that's the problem with card readers today is like if you went and got a card reading in New Orleans, which I've gotten many in my life, you just don't go bang, bang, boom. Like you literally will have like a conversation, like it'll be a full reading. Like you just don't go like, here you go. Everybody on YouTube is so used to like bang, bang, boom, boom, or pick a card. Pick the card yourself and just scan to this thing and just beep, 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 beep. I was like, that's cool. But like, I think like go find another like channel that's doing this with tarot and having an open conversation and we do this live, by the way. This is live. And we connect with the chat. That's truthful. So, you know, we're trying to bring it to a different way. And honestly, tarot is not very entertaining. And we're bringing entertainment to tarot. And if tarot for you is not something that you want as entertainment, then there's plenty of people who don't show their face, who just pull cards and just run through them and don't have talks and don't have fun. And, you know, like, or like maybe there's more entertaining stuff on TV, but I personally love tarot. I love doing readings, and I think it's much more fun to do it this way. So, and this is like, if I was on their side, like I try to create shows as if I would watch them. Like I'd just sit and watch this. But that's me. But that's also, I'm a Leo, so. Spiritual advice is the authenticity. Okay, that is the big drop of the hammer right there. That the authentic and veiled self are in conflict. Wow. I think that Pisces, this is removing the veils and being who you really are because you need to go into a more radical new position that you are not stimulated anymore. And if you're single, also as well, you need to reveal your true self instead of trying to kind of veil yourself. This reminds me of like an Instagram like model or something, like projecting their identity of like, this is how I am, but really like I'm at home like eating ice cream and, you know, barely fit in those jeans or something.
I
That's
love
like
ice cream.
I love ice cream. I just like being real. Like I mean, you know,
chips,
like
some Rocky
even on this channel, it's like about being real. Like authenticity is about being like fully you. Like I don't care. I'll talk about that I was walking through Walgreens and found fucking numbing fucking lube for guys, and I was like, I felt bad because it was sold out. I was like, all those dudes have that problem. Like, I don't know. Like, and that's like, I felt like bad. Like I didn't feel like weird. I just felt bad. And to be honest with you, it was sold out. And even if it wasn't sold out, I wouldn't buy that shit. Like I just don't. Again, I'm going to use the dentist analogy.
Yeah, I mean, I buy mine on Amazon, so.
Oh, I gotcha. Right. Well, you know, I'll bring up another conversation, and I know whoever was telling me to just pull cards, but I'm just giving Pisces like a full thing here is like, you know, guys, like there's sex toys for guys, right? Like they have the, what is it called? The fucking thing.
Oh, the fleshlight?
The fleshlight, right? And good girls, of course, have dildos or they have vibrators or whatever. But like, the guys, like, well, I guess both parties need some sort of lubrication. But like, maybe there's like really lonely guys out there who like use that for that. I don't know. that'd be even weirder. Or now that like
This one will last extra long for their fleshlight.
like and sex dolls like
be
are coming out for
counterproductive,
guys that I know they're spending like $3,000 in China, you know, and I'm like, and then they're like, have you watched those episodes where they like love them? Like, I don't know.
Give yourself a little robot.
But you know what? They're being real. And maybe Pisces, maybe you're too afraid to show something about yourself this week. Be your authentic self, because if you do, you'll be taking on the most amazing ride of your life, and that will regain your faith, and you'll be really who you are, and you can finally remove that veil. I hear like, remove that veil. All right. And we're gonna blow. I think the problem with the show is my audience is like 35 to 44, and like I'm trying to hit more millennials, and like they all think that I'm crazy now. But that's why I do deep astrology. All right. Venus in Virgo, okay, that is at its fall position and in the 6th house. Wow. All right. The reality show is truly here. This is time to expose the real truth. There is no more facading and veiling. That's Venus in Pisces, where it's exalted. We don't want to ever talk about criticism, or we don't ever want to talk about, like when somebody goes, do I look good in this? And then you're like, yeah, that's very Venus Pisces. That's why it's exalted there, because we want to be compassionate to others. But Venus is at its fall position in Virgo, because it's like, no, actually, I think that you need to take that off and put something else on. Like, and I think that for you, you're at this place, Pisces, where it's like, you need to do that to yourself. Like you can't keep doing this in relationships or for yourself and how you're putting yourself out there. Like, you just need to be more real. You need to let out who you really are. You need to let out like the life who you are. You need to let out the rawness. I think that there's some issues there. So, also, is the reality in your relationship, if you are partnered or if you are trying to find somebody, doesn't even make sense anymore. I'm sorry to say that life changes. We've gone through lots of changes. I see them changes, and life changes, and it's about adjusting to that change. And if you can't be your real self, or you're going to continue to create like this veiled self that will fit into anything for your own safety, because you don't have faith of being on your own, or faith with money, or the strength to be who you really are. There's so much about authenticity, Aries. Like, look at that. Authenticity, Aries. I already threw the veiled card out. Faith that you can be that true, authentic, real self. And the Chariot, who is not afraid to leave and go on the adventure of its true self life. By the way, if y'all don't know, I'm the Chariot card in my birthday. This is my life. Like, the reason why I have all these stories is because I fucking do go out there and fucking leave what's not stimulating in life and go to where it's stimulating. And I'm not talking about relationships, I'm just talking about like life. Like, we'll go, like Craig and I 2 weeks ago, we fucking went Flagstaff off-roading 18 miles and we lost the trailer down to fucking, what was that? A ravine or fucking, I don't know what we lost.
Yeah, that'd be a ravine.
That would be a ravine.
Hard 90 in pitch black.
Hard 90 in the pitch black with a 43-foot trailer.
Not good.
Not good, and
made it.
fucked up my truck and fucked up the trailer a little bit. Yeah, but we went, and we had a great time, and you know what? I'm not tripping. I can call my insurance. Still haven't called them, by the way. But I got a race this weekend. Anyway, love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of Deep Astrology. I know that Craig, you can say your goodbyes too, Craig.
It's very nice. Just remember, the great problem that you will face will be not desire, but attachment. Holding on when the flow of life wants you to let go. That's Deepak.
Deep Akshobra. Anyway, sending you all my best. We love you very much here at High Vibe. And of course, if you want to support us, the best way to donate is just buy a horoscope, like $1. Like, you don't have to be a subscriber. For those that want to do donations, and that's a pretty cheap donation. Or subscribe, which you can do it for about $6 a month with the yearly plan. Check out our different plans that we got. Go to highvibe.tv. Remember, you want to go to the website first. Even if you're on your mobile, go to the website first, build your subscription or buy the video, and then that will create a login with your email, you make your own password. Then you can go onto the app. Thanks so much for all your support, and remember that all videos are part of the subscription except the ones that say paid videos, which are under the paid videos section. Thanks so much for all your support. Truly appreciate it. I got bugs in my face. Love you all. See you all next week. Sending you all the best for love. Ganesha has one card for everybody. Everybody, where does Ganesha pull? And look at that. It is Splendor. Ooh. Go splendor yourself. Go smell all of it. Go throw a bunch of numbing fucking lube all over it. Love you all. Bye.